Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Wednesday, June 14th, 2023, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ ORION NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got MLB action again tonight. Miami Marlins versus the Seattle Mariners. Game number 3 in the set. We're trying to get the brooms out and go for the sweep with a little live play-by-play reactions here. And we're going to have first pitch in about, I think, 11 minutes or so. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Wednesday. We're in the middle of the week, getting a little bit closer to Father's Day and towards the weekend. And it is a treat for me tonight because just in about a half hour from now, we're going to end up getting the Dodger matchup also, which is going to be cool. And Kershaw is pitching. So anytime I can get a little bit of Kershaw as well as, covering the Mariners and whatnot, that's always going to be a little bit extra of a treat. We'll see how it all plays out tonight, if the Dodgers get a win for my dad and if the Mariners can complete the sweep, but we'll kind of see how it goes. Let's go over some of the starting lineups that we have today. And obviously, I had to put Castillo on the thumb. All right, leading off for the Marlins, second baseman, Luis Arias. At this point, he hasn't got a hit on us yet, and his batting average went from 402 to 382. I believe he is still number 1 in Major League Baseball, and he is. So obviously in a little bit of a slump and hasn't got a hit in 2 games, regardless if that means you go, 0 for 8 or 0 for 9. I would assume that, we'll see. It is Luis Castillo pitching, so we'll see if he ends up getting a hit today. Nothing's guaranteed. Shout out to Bryce Miller and George Kirby for what they did in Game 1 and Game 2, and it looks like the hitting is starting to come along. Batting second, DHing for the Marlins tonight, Jorge Soler. And I had to put you on the thumb. I got to mix it up for a different player each game. I'll see you, Jorge. Batting third, left fielder, Brian De La Cruz. Batting fourth and cleanup for the Marlins tonight, first baseman, Garrett Cooper. Batting fifth, right fielder, Jesus Sanchez. Batting sixth, third baseman, Gene Segura. Batting seventh, catcher Nick Fortes. Batting eighth, shortstop John Berti. And batting ninth, center fielder Jonathan Davis. And on the mound for the Marlins, Yuri Perez. All right, Yuri, I see you. Ooh, I like that. Look at that one with the pinstripes. This is definitely one of the best uniforms in the Marlin collection. And obviously this goes and dates back to their Florida days, not the Miami Marlin days, but the pinstripes and that teal with the black, with that hat and those pinstripes, pretty beautiful. So hopefully Yuri doesn't tear us up too bad today. 3-1 record. So he's one of their better pitchers, 2.17 ERA, 22 hits, 30 Ks, 13 walks. He's given up 4 home runs. So far, so good for Yuri Perez. And then let's go with the Mariners. Starting lineup for the Mariners tonight, leading off, shortstop J.P. Crawford. Batting second, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Batting third, first baseman Ty France. Batting fourth, right fielder Teoscar Hernandez. Batting fifth, left fielder Jared Kelenic. Batting sixth, third baseman Eugenio Suarez. Batting seventh, big dumper catcher Cal Raleigh. Batting eighth at DH, and we might have found our guy, Mike Ford. And batting ninth, second baseman Jose Caballero. And on the mound for the Mariners, the best pitcher for us on the roster, Luis Castillo. Let's go, baby. I am ready. This is going to be an interesting situation. We haven't really blown out any team, in a big game. It feels like in a long time. So when we ended up getting that first win, 8-1, it felt weird. Even as a Mariners fan, we should expect for this to happen at some point. But the way that this season has gone, 33-33, 19-15 at home, being 500, overall as a team, only hitting 231. If we were batting 280, 290, we probably would be about 5 to 12 games above 500 at this point, and one of the better teams in baseball. So at least the pitching has been there for the most part. Record-wise, a lot of our guys' records could be much better because they haven't got run support. Take for example, the guy that I got on the screen, Luis Castillo, right? 4-4 record, 2.70 ERA. What should his record really be? Probably 7-1, 6-2, or at the very worst, 5-3. He's been very, very good. He's given up 59 hits, 92 Ks, 17 walks, only given up 8 homers. But, we haven't really gotten the run support. Even with George Kirby going with a career high with 10 Ks last night, and I knew that would be a good one to do. His record going into the game, I believe, was 5-5 as well. So a lot of our top 3 guys are sitting at 500 or around that number. One guy that had like a 4-1, 5-1 record, Marco Gonzalez, who was our number 5, is obviously on the injured list, and he still is there. He's on the 15-day with Penn Murphy. So get well, Marcos. Get well, Penn. And then we'll see what Robbie Ray can bring moving forward. Let's go, baby. I am ready for the matchup. Daniel in the building. What's good? And we'll see as we get a few people sprinkled in. We're going to get the game started here in about 5 minutes. And I'm ready to go. Let's get it, baby. Let's go, Louise. Let's go, baby. And as I'm going over the averages, we're on a 3-game home win streak. The Marlins, even though they've dropped 2 in a row, 37-31, second in the NL East. The Mariners, again, are 33-33, fourth in the AL West. So definitely we need to improve and try to get above 500 as much as possible. But I'm hoping that we can start clicking. But with the batting averages, they could be so much better. We got 3 guys in double digits in homers, but we have another 3 that should have already been there by now. Ty France was 6, Suarez was 7, Cal Raleigh with 9. So Cal will get there soon. We need to get these other guys going, but J.P. Crawford, he's batting 248. That's a little low for him. Julio Rodriguez batting 241. That needs to be closer to 300. But he has been on a heater the last 20 games, so I will give you that. Last 20 games, he's well above 300, and he's been crushing it. So he's starting to get hot. Ty France, you've been above 300 with Jared Kelenic briefly. At some point of the season, you're at 280. You're the highest batting average for the Mariners today, but you only got 6 homers. So I know you will get locked and loaded, and we'll get more homers for you. Teoscar Hernandez, started off really slow at the very beginning. I think he started off 0-17, and by the time he got to his 18th at bat, he got his first hit. So sometimes it takes those first 14 or 18 at bats to get your rhythm to a new team, and he's starting to really get hot like Julio, and thank goodness, because we need other guys to step up. Teoscar Hernandez has been a little bit on a heater as well. Jared Kelenic, batting 265. He's pretty much been the all-star for us this year. And he was really the single-handedly, holding it down for the Mariners when all the other guys were struggling. He's been great on offense and great at defense. And if we didn't have him on the team, I truly believe that we would probably be 5 or 10 games below 500 right now. So it would be much, much worse if we didn't have him. Shout out to you, X Factor, Jared Kelenic. Eugenio Suarez batting 219. We need to get those homers up from 7, closer to 10. And then we did see Cal Raleigh finally get it going. He is the only one out of the top 7 in the lineup that I give a little bit of a free pass because he had a thumb injury. He's a switch hitter. It also affects his catching and his throwing guys to first and at second to throw those guys out. But it looks like it's starting to heal, and he went for a 3-run bomb last night. So he's only 1 away from the double digits. So I think he'll start to heat up. But it's kind of exciting when you look at the board. Besides J.P. Crawford, Julio, France, Hernandez, Kelenic, Suarez, Raleigh, all have a great opportunity to be able to get to 20 home runs or more. And I'm thinking Mike Ford is in that conversation too, because, he has 4 home runs in 22 at-bats, couple against the Angels. He just got another one last night. And then he got another one after that. He got 2 last night. So this might be our DH for the rest of the season. Exactly what we were looking for. Shout out to Mike Ford. We needed that. And then obviously Jose Caballero, much better than Colton Wong. Wong was the Wong decision. Robbie Ray, we got fleeced there as well, but I think Robbie still has value. With Colton Wong, it's just strictly defense alone. He can't hit, so it's only really to give a guy like Jose a day off, or if we have an injury or he wants to mix up the lineup. And another thing that I noticed, this lineup that you see right here for the Mariners, we have not won a game in a blowout, right? And then in the next day, decided to have the same exact lineup for an opportunity to sweep. I think this might be one of the first times all year that we pretty much decided to say, you know what, last night it worked with George Kirby. Let's run it back. And let's put everyone in the same spot as they were last night. Let's not move one guy. Let's just try to get the sweep. And then we got our best pitcher pitching. So we had our third best, our second best, and now we get our first best. I know Preston is there at the game, and he was probably thinking they were going to get wins, the Marlins. He's a Marlin fan since, being little, like, obviously myself with the Mariners. And he probably thought they were going to beat Bryce Miller, they were going to beat George Kirby, and they would take the L with Castillo. But in return, we have decided to show the Marlins what's good, and we won the first game 8-1, second game 9-3, and we're trying to come out guns a-blazing, and we're going for the sweep. We're not, we need to start getting on a little bit of a tear, and I'm hoping we can get everyone going. And what a better chance to complete a sweep. Instead of starting the series with Luis, you're ending the series with Luis against the Marlins. I feel good tonight. This is going to be good, and anytime I can get Bryce Miller, George Kirby, and Luis Castillo, bang, 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 I'm probably going to be doing 3 Mariner games in a row. The Nuggets won the championship. Vegas Golden Knights won the Stanley Cup. Really, all we got left until we get to NFL season and college football is MLB and wrestling. So that's exactly what we're going to be able to provide until that time. So Daniel's in the building. What's good? Matt's in the building handling mod duties. What's good, brother? Hey, $0. Let's get to 100 in donos. I feel like Sarah is in the building, but it's Matt. I appreciate you, brother. Congratulations to you. What's good, Daniel? Hello. That's no problem. You know what? I'm just happy to see that you decided to stop by, even if it's only for a couple minutes, and say hello. I hope that you are doing well. And anytime we get any regulars to come through when they haven't, been here in a minute, it always puts a smile to my face, and I think it will help everyone overall. It's just one of those things. If you can find a room or find a channel, or because some people will hang out face to face, but sometimes people get busy with their jobs and other things, and if you end up building a connection on a channel like you have here, we really do appreciate you. Rough one today. Minnesota Twins winning 4-2 against the Brew Crew for you. You started off strong, right? Then kind of had some injuries, and now you're kind of battling right now with the Pittsburgh Pirates. But with that being said, you're sitting in the same spot pretty much as the Mariners right now. You're 34-34, right? We're 33-33. The only difference is you're in second place, only 1.5 back, and I'm in fourth. So I think things hopefully get better for you. I'm not sure if they'll get better for us. But I'm really happy to see you in the room, even if you can only stay in for a minute or two. Hope you're doing well, and like I said, I hope the rest of the week treats you well as well. And like I said, a few more months to get to NFL and college football. So it'll be a lot of baseball and wrestling. And if there's anything football related that we need to go over, we can do that as well. Yeah, I mean, obviously managing time with people that you live with, relationships that you're in, friends, just wanting to be like, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to talk to anyone. Like when someone calls on the phone, like, it's like, what are you doing? It's like one of those things. It's like text is better at this point. So, we walked. Array is there. That's not a good start. Oh, Luis. And we've shut him out. We brought his batting average down from 402 to 382. And I know they're hungry to be able to get things going. So, all right, Luis. He'll take it. I mean, he hasn't been able to be on base for 2 games. So this is a good sign for the Marlins. Next up for Miami, DHing for them, and on my thumb, Jorge Soler. He usually goes back and forth with Garrett Cooper, where they flip-flop and DH from what I've been seeing. So I see you, man. I had to make sure I, switched it up. Urea's on one, I had to hit you with Cabrera with another, and then we're hitting you with Jorge Soler on this one. Let's go, baby. Top of the first, runner at first, 0-1 count. Let's go, Luis. And I love it when I get Castillo, who's our 1, Kirby, or Bryce Miller. Logan Gilbert used to be the 2, but he's lost confidence. So now he's kind of in the 4 spot. They may still keep him at the 2 spot, but if you're looking at based on confidence and electricity and heat, on the mound, it's definitely clear that Castillo, Bryce Miller, and George Kirby are the 3 best. Logan Gilbert is good, but he doesn't really give you electric stuff, and he's been kind of shitty, to be very honest, in the last couple starts, but we hope that he can turn it around. And then Marco Gonzalez was our 5, but he's on the IL for 15, so that'll give a chance for Brian Woo to get it going. All right, 1-2 count to Jorge Soler. Castillo pitches low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Let's go, Luis. Let's go, Castillo. And seeing Luis Castillo pitch in person, he is like a Cy Young, candidate type of pitcher. Obviously, we're not going to get enough hits usually to give enough wins over losses, just because we're batting like 230. It's terrible, 231. If we were batting 280 to 300, we'd be much better. And we don't even have a 300 hitter. So I just kind of feel bad for some of these guys that are, 4-4, 5-5, where they should be 7-1, 6-2, 5-3. But hopefully that'll get better as we move forward. And Castillo walks another batter. Come on, Luis. We already did really, really well. All right, in the first 2 games. Let's not shit the bed and lose this potential sweeping opportunity. Reyes with a walk. Soler with a walk. Next up, left fielder Brian De La Cruz. Look at that uni. Look at that hard hat. Look at that jersey. Look at those gloves. Look at that wristband. Swaggy. Looks nice. Oh, Luis does not have his stuff early on. This is concerning a little bit. Come on, Castillo. Come on, Castillo. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 1-1 count. Let's go, Luis. Let's go, baby. I have to throw back Griffey jersey on. Hopefully it'll spring us a little good luck. Big swing and a miss. 1-2 count. Nice job, Luis. Let's go, baby. De La Cruz. 1-2 pitch. Got him. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Good punch out. I'll take it, baby. All the Ks. First K of the night for Luis Castillo. There it is. Next up for the Marlins, Garrett Cooper. Takes a strike, 0-1 count. Top of the first, 0-0 Mariners and Marlins. Runners at first and second. 1 away. Castillo 8. Questionable, kind of off-looking pitches to start it off. And we got 2 walks to start off the game, and that is never a good sign when you're one of the best pitchers in baseball, when you're walking the first 2 guys. Garrett Cooper, 1 for 7 this series. 1-1 pitch. Chopper towards third, foul. Let's go, Castillo. Let's get K number 2. Even though you walk the first 2 guys, shit, he doesn't phase you. Let's go. He's mentally strong. And everyone can get mentally weak from time to time, even the strongest people you see and you think that are so strong all the time. Everyone gets to a point where you have a little bit of weakness. And I feel that Logan Gilbert is kind of there right now. I think we've all, struggle with it. And I hope that he gets the help that he needs to get that confidence. Got him! To be able to get back on track. But luckily we have Bryce Miller, George Kirby, who I believe are 1s, and Luis Castillo is our number 1 in the slot. But we have 3 number 1 pitchers, and if Gilbert is a 2, that's one of the best 2s in the league. So nice job, Castillo. 2 Ks. Cooper, sit down. Let's go. Next up, right fielder Jesus Sanchez. Let's get another K. Let's get 3 Ks. Pitches inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Jesus Sanchez batting .270 this season in 2023. And I know Preston is there. Probably wasn't expecting to, go to 3 games and see his team lose all 3 possibly, but there's still a chance that they might win this game. It's hard to be able to sweep a team. That was off the plate, about an inch or 2 off the strike zone, but was called a strike. That's interesting. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is low and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Let's go, Phenom. It's like a modern day Felix Hernandez. We were waiting for that Felix Hernandez type of guy to come around. Big swing and a miss right down the middle. 2-2 count. Let's go, baby. Starting to get confident now. Castillo on the mound. Jesus Sanchez in the box. 2-2 pitch. Fouled back. Count still stays 2-2. Top of the first. Runners at first and second. 2 away. Castillo, 25 pitches in. Sanchez in the box. Come on, baby. Two-two pitch. Dribbler towards first base. There we go. Let's leave 2 stranded. I love it. And we got 2 Ks. Good job, Castillo. We didn't let those walks hurt us. Nice job. I like it. All right, let's go to the bottom of the first inning. Leading off for the Mariners in the bottom of the first inning, shortstop J.P. Crawford. Batting second in the order, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, first baseman Ty France. Let's go, baby. And it was interesting to see, the first part of the order last night was skunked. And a lot of the guys in the 7, 8, 9 hole stepped up. And you normally don't see too much of that. I mean, it happens from time to time and whatnot, but just good to be able to see that we can still get production when some of the top guys end up having a night where they, struggled a little bit. So, I mean, we ended up having 8 hits overall, and the Marlins had 7, but we got 9 runs out of our 8 hits. So, J.P. Crawford last night, 0 for 5. Julio, 0 for 5. Ty France, 0 for 3. Teoscar, 0 for 3. How often are we going to be able to go 0 for 16 with a top 4 in the lineup and still win 9-3? Not often. But Kirby got his career high, 10 Ks. Shout out to my boy. Let's go. All right, and then in 8 minutes or so, I will have to turn on the Dodger game so that way I can watch Clayton Kershaw. All right, come on, JP. And then we got Yuri Perez on the mound. Those jerseys and that helmet. Ooh, that hat, pinstripes, a nice look. All right, Yuri, I see you. 1-0 pitch to JP. Pitch is outside, but called for a strike. 1-1 count. Way outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 for 9 this series for J.P. Crawford. Let's go, baby. I love me some JP. I love, leadoff guys. D. Gordon, Ichiro, JP. JP can play many positions, but I think him leading off instead of Julio, that's the better way to go with the lineup. Even though we were using Julio as like a leadoff hitter as a rookie to kind of throw everyone off last year. We moved him around, but he was really successful anywhere in the first 6 positions. Pitches outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Come on, JP. Reflect in the building. Yeah, they haven't scored anything yet. He gave up 2 walks. I don't know if you saw the beginning of it. JP rips it. Back. Foul. Wow. But he ended up walking at the very beginning of the matchup. I'm not sure if you saw it. You may have seen it, but Luis Reyes got walked. Jorge Soler got walked. I was like, oh, no. It's like, what is going on? Is it going to be one of these nights? I was like, I was trying to get the brooms out, JP Crawford walks. There we go. But I was thinking, okay, we did so great with Bryce Miller, right? 8-1 win, 1 hitter. Then we go 9-3, against the Marlins yesterday. George Kirby career high 10 Ks. Woot, right? And then now we finish it off with our best pitcher, Luis Castillo. So getting the brooms out. Normally Luis starts a series, doesn't end a series. And also, too, reflect, this is the exact same lineup and the exact same positions, right, from last night to tonight. And normally they never do that. Popped up. God, Julio being Julio again. 1 away. Of course, whenever I want someone to be a little bit patient, nope. Let's just swing at that first pitch, even if it's garbage, right? First and second pitch, just give him something garbage. He'll swing at it. He'll pop up. He'll ground out. He'll strike out. He'll get back 0-2 in the count and get behind and have some garbage swing. I mean, come on, man. You're my favorite, and I know it takes time, but I mean, someone I feel needs to mention it. Yeah. So we had guys on first and second, and on that, he got 2 Ks after that. So he started to get into a little bit of a slump with the first 2 guys. First 8 pitches were terrible. Those guys are on first and second, and then he got locked in and got 2 Ks, almost 3 right in a row after. So we're good. He's still pacing for 10 Ks. He hasn't lost his confidence. He's not Logan Gilbert. And, of course, whenever we have Luis, there's a different vibe. I feel like the hitters try harder for the guys that they like and the guys that are doing better. So when Bryce is on the mound, when seeing George Kirby on the mound, and especially Luis is on the mound, I feel the energy and the effort is a little bit more, whether that is psychological or not, but it just feels that way. And the production usually reflects that too. Last 19 games, Ty France batting .342, 4 homers and 11 ribbies. So we are starting to see an uptick in Julio, Ty France, and Teoscar Hernandez. Kelenic is kind of slowing down and sputtering a little bit, but I think we can get him up there. And then Cal homered last night, and then we just need Suarez to kind of, be that guy for our top 6. Oh, they said he went around, struck him out. Really? Off the check swing? Boo. I need to see a replay. Come on, baby. Did he go around? Oh, he did. He did. Never mind. I had to see the replay to see if he actually went all the way around, and he tried to pull back, but he was well over. Glad to see you here, man. Like I said, I can't think of another person I would rather watch the Mariner game with than you. I hope that we can, for me doing, game in and game out, we'll get people, because I know there's a hell of a lot of Mariner fans in Oregon, obviously in Washington, Montana, Idaho, Alaska, and across the globe. We just got to keep grinding it out and start building a Mariner community, Bottom of the first, 0-0, runner at first, 2 away. And I'm liking that I see in Teoscar starting to heat up as well, 2 for 7 in the series. Most notably, it's Julio and Teoscar, and then Kelenic was the guy all the way up until about maybe 5, 6, 7 games ago. He pretty much held it down for, the first 60 games. We needed someone to kind of carry the load, and it was him. But now it's nice to be able to see Teoscar and Julio kind of trying to catch up. And then, again, Suarez and Raleigh, once they are there as well, everything will fall into place. Because I feel that those will be the last 2 guys. JP will be JP. His batting average will fluctuate between 200 and 290. but hopefully 250 to 280 for the most part, with a couple dips in the batting average. Julio, hopefully 250 to 300. Same thing goes for France, Teoscar, Kelenic. And then we just need to get Suarez and Raleigh closer to 250 to 300 rather than closer to 200. Teoscar, back. Oh, diving catch at the wall. Wow. Amazing. Jonathan Davis robs the home run from Teoscar. I don't know. It doesn't look like it would have been a home run, but it could have been maybe a double. Easy a double there. So, dang it. That would have been good for us. All right, well, we don't get any opportunities to get anything just yet. Let's go to the top of the second. Obviously now, congratulations to the Denver Nuggets. Congratulations to the Vegas Golden Knights. But with that being said, no NFL, no college football, no NBA, no NHL. So it's really going to be a lot of baseball, a lot of wrestling. And then if we, end up having some big NFL news, we can always do NFL stuff as well. You know what I mean? But of course, when you look at the headlines, and the headlines are like so ridiculous that ESPN is wondering why no one watches or goes to their product anymore, because they have terrible headlines, there where they have nothing really to talk about. So they have to be like, oh, Diggs, he's upset. Maybe he doesn't want to be there anymore. I mean, they're just reaching for any little type of story. And honestly, to be able to talk and, we are big NFL fans. I get it, but that's just not worth my time, unless it's actually something legitimate, like Dalvin Cook signing with the Miami Dolphins. That's worth, maybe doing a show on, and at least having it as one of the topics, but I don't really need to know some of these other little details that have nothing to do with anything besides just being filler content, They're like, we have nothing to talk about on the NFL side, so let's just make up shit. So all right, leading off for the top of the second for the Miami Marlins, third baseman, Gene Segura. Batting second, catcher, Nick Fortes. And batting third, shortstop, John Berti. Segura, former Mariner. And anytime we have a former Mariner, a lot of times we root for them. We don't want them to beat us in the game, but JP, nice. Amazing defense for JP Crawford. One away. That was a Gold Glove type of throw. Hit very hard towards third base. Off 1 foot, going the opposite direction with your momentum. And he had enough on the arm with the throw to get it to Ty France with at least 5 feet before he even got there. And Castillo was like, my guy, appreciate you. Next up, catcher, Nick Fortes. Yeah, I appreciate you. So you watch some camp stuff, with them showing some of the, practice routes. Practice, drills and whatnot. Well, if you watched what happened, I mean, you have to really pay attention to the NFL. You know what I mean? For me, I read a lot, so I'm always in the loop of everything. So, but essentially, if you remember last year, which you probably don't, him and Allen kind of got in a shouting match. It wasn't really Allen shouting back, but it was more like Diggs. And you're starting to realize, if you don't have an offensive line, you don't have a 3-down back, like I've said for the last 5 to 10 years, if you don't have a stud at running back, you're never going to be able to get to the Super Bowl, let alone win, compared to the Chiefs and all these other good teams that are there. And they keep ignoring the fact that they need a guy like a Dalvin Cook type, to be able to get over the hump over the Chiefs and these other teams. And their defense sucks. It's overrated. A lot of times it's not that good, or it's good at the beginning in September, but then it gets gradually worse as the year goes along. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's money, it's the contract, but also, maybe the overall vibe of the roster. I mean, obviously, how many other teams could Diggs go to, where he's going to be in a good position like Buffalo? Only another maybe 4 or 5. And it's not like he can go to Kansas City or the Bengals or, some of these other teams or like Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? But I imagine a lot of times it's just going to be trying to be able to get the communication. Of course, he wants the ball more, but when you go against a team like the Bengals and Chiefs and they're much better than you, and Allen has a lot of turnovers, even though he's considered like the best quarterback in the NFL to some people, he has the most turnovers by any elite quarterback. When you're talking about Burrow and Mahomes, I would rather have them than Allen. Allen, to me, is more of a media, kind of a media superstar. We know he's really good and he's got a really good arm and he's got a lot of potential, but he's still, besides throwing like a long ways, he's not as accurate as Burrow or Mahomes. So, and those guys protect the football better. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Josh Allen can make those big plays, to Diggs and Gabe Davis and, Dawson Knox and all these guys. But think about how many times he's forced it to Diggs for a double covered interception or a pick six or it made a bad route. Obviously, looking at the first option, second option, third option, and making a bad throw on a bad route. Like, I don't feel Josh Allen is overrated. I think he'll end up being in the Hall of Fame, and he'll probably end up winning a Super Bowl if they can get a 3-down back, improve the O-line, and get better defense. They're right there, but at the moment, I would trust the Bengals and I trust the Chiefs a hell of a lot more. You know what I mean? So we'll see where it goes. Yeah. But obviously, Pete Carroll and Schneider, they picked him, for a particular reason, for scheme. And maybe he'll be that hard hitter and maybe he'll be that guy that's really vocal, that bring that energy. So sometimes, not having every guy be 6'4", not everyone can be, like Brandon Browner and Cam Chancellor and Richard Sherman and Earl Thomas. Not everyone can be, that type of Legion of Boom. And normally, Tariq Woolen, you got the size there, and maybe you were wanting to get someone that was like 6'4" as well, or like Christian Gonzalez from Oregon, maybe would have been a better fit. But they saw something in him, so maybe he's getting burnt now. But they obviously liked him enough, either being a leader, being vocal, being a good communicator, and maybe being a hard hitter. So maybe he'll be a guy that'll strip the football away. Maybe he'll get a little outmatched, but he's got really good hands and he'll punch the ball away like Charles Peanut Tillman. I'm always thinking of like, yeah, he might look outmatched now, but sometimes you got to dig a little deeper. It's like, okay, they didn't go Christian Gonzalez in Oregon, which people thought they would. So if they didn't go for him, why? And they went for this other guy on a lower school. But again, Tariq Woolen went to a low school as well, and it worked out. So, a lot of it's going to be scheme. And probably concerning seeing him getting a little bit burnt. But when you're going against DK, Lockett, and, Najigba, I mean, you guys probably have one of the top 3 wide receiver, trios, top 5, in the NFL. So, yeah, it's going to be tough, but it'll make him better. And hopefully he'll end up panning out for you guys. I don't think he'll be a bust. But, again, not everyone is going to be able to get it right away. Bottom of the second. 1-2 pitch to Jared Kelenic. Yeah. Again, and then you got to have a little bit of balance, a little speed, a little bit of agility, I mean, of course, it'd be great if you could get all your guys, corners and safeties in the Seahawks. All of them are like 6'4", and obviously we already know with back at safety, having Jamal, it's like you don't even know if he's going to play or not. Kelenic struck out looking. Damn it. 1 away. So we'll see. Anything that you get there would be a blessing, but Kelenic struck out. We need Kelenic to heat up again. Come on, baby. Next up, third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. I think he wants the ball, though. Diggs wants more opportunities to get the ball. But, of course, being the main guy, I mean, he's already having a problem with big interceptions. Gino! Back. Oh, to the wall and caught. 2 away. I thought that was gone. Damn it. Gino almost got a homer. Next up, big dumper catcher Cal Raleigh. But, every wide receiver is a little bit of a diva and they want the ball as much as possible. You know what I mean? But he's already having a problem forcing the ball and getting picks as it is. I mean, the best friend to a quarterback, besides having an amazing O-line and a good defense, is a good running back. And they've never had a really stud running back. I don't know why they think that they can win against the Chiefs and these other teams and the Bengals without a top 10 running back. But apparently, the coaching staff and the organization is quite stupid, because you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and you wonder why you're failing. Yeah, it's not like the play calling is going to be better typically than the Chiefs when they had Bieniemy, or even the Bengals for that matter. So, we'll see if they'll learn or not. That Payton kid. Yeah. And we'll see what kind of a defense that you guys run, if it'll be more man with these guys that you've drafted to improve the secondary. If you'll run, more zone, are you going to be running like nickel, dime, prevent? Are you going to be bringing blitzers from the linebacker, late? Are you going to, try to get pressure off the DMs? You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot to do with scheme, but I think, overall the secondary is starting to look pretty nice. It looks like the strong spot, of the squad. So I hope it works out. You know what I mean? And we'll see if Christian Gonzalez ends up being better than him or not. But like I said, they obviously saw something. And if he's a little bit shorter, obviously it doesn't match well if a guy's 6 foot and you're going against receivers that are 6'4" to 6'5". But again, you can't always, underestimate the heart, in the dog. And he might just have really good football IQ. He might be really good verbal leader. And again, maybe what he can make up for not being tall, he can punch the ball out and find ways to, work within the system to his advantage. So, I mean, nobody wants to pick that high to not pan out. You know what I'm saying? 3-2 count to Big Dumper. But again, no one knew that Tariq Woolen was going to be good, So you had 4 picks last year, and we knew that Kenneth Walker III was going to be good. We didn't know Abraham Lucas was going to be good, or Tariq Woolen. We were hoping they would be okay, but I don't think anyone thought that, we knew Charles Cross and Kenneth Walker III, watching him at Michigan State, those were a done deal starters, or a lot of opportunities to showcase the skill set. 2 for sure. The other 2, no idea. And you just hoped. And then, Lucas was a solid starter, and Tariq Woolen ended up being just as good as the other 2, if not better than the other 2 last season. Big K on Cal Raleigh. End of the second inning, 0-0. We're still knotted up. Damn it, Cal. All right, let's go to the top of the third. Okay, and then I got to turn, let's see here. Boom, I got the Dodgers. Where are they? Dodgers. There we go, against the White Sox. All right, here we go. Perfect. So that way I can watch Kershaw pitch and then also call this game. I'm always trying to multitask. Casino and Lodge is the perfect destination for your next getaway. Wake up to stunning views of Padilla Bay. Head to the casino floor for exciting slots and table games. Relax and recharge by cozying up in the lodge. And end your day savoring the delicious flavors of the Pacific Northwest at the award-winning 13 Moons. Come stay and play. I'm just getting my screens adjusted here. Lodge, where you can explore it all. Multiple screens, all kinds of shit going on. All right, perfect. I got that on. I got the Dodger game on. Boom. All right, let's go to the top of the third. Leading off for the Marlins, center fielder Jonathan Davis. Batting second, 0 for 0 with a walk at the very beginning of the game from Castillo. Second baseman, Luis Reyes. And batting third this inning, DHing tonight also with a walk, Jorge Soler. Let's go. And on the mound for the Mariners, our number 1, Luis Castillo. 2 Ks, I believe, so far. Yeah, he's got 2 Ks so far. Perez is, or no, we got 3 Ks for Castillo, 3 for Perez. So it's a battle. Both pitchers got 3 Ks each. So that's what we're getting right now. We're getting a little bit of a pitching duel. Quicksilver in the building. What's good? Little dribbler. Get that. Safe at first. Good effort, though. Yeah, Jose, that was a good throw. Dove, got up very quick. Boom. If he would have got a better throw off the bounce, we would have got him possibly. But that was a hell of a run for the 9 hole and Jonathan Davis. You don't usually see center fielders batting 9 in a baseball lineup, but nice job. Next up, the number 1 hitter in baseball, Luis Arraez. He was batting .402 when he came into Seattle, and I believe he's, 0 for 8, and then whatever. He got a walk here, so he's batting .382, and the first time he actually got on base was in the first inning. So that means Kirby shut him out as well as Bryce Miller. Popped up. Yes, sir. 1 away. Good shit. Next up, DH for the Marlins tonight, Jorge Soler. And I had to put him on the thumb there with Luis. Got to switch it up. Can't use the same, can't have Julio on the thumb every time. You got to be able to switch up the other players as well. Because obviously, if we were doing it based off talent, I could have had Arraez on the thumb 3 times in a row. But you got to switch it up. You got to give a little love to some of the other guys on the team, too. Shout out to Cyberpunk helping out with the Twitter share. I appreciate that. Top of the third, 0-0 runner at first, 1 away. Jorge Soler in the box with an 0-1 pitch. My boy, Luis Castillo on the mound. Come on, Luis. 0-1 pitch right down the middle. 0-2 count to Soler. First at bat was a walk. Let's add another K. Let's get to 4 Ks. Come on, baby. .02 pitch is low and inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Soler, 256 average in 2023. Pitches outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. They got a guy batting .381. And then they got 2 guys batting .280 or above. I wish that the Mariners had that. Our highest batting average for anyone on the team is .278, and that's Ty France. That's disgusting. How are we batting like .231 for a team? But I guess that's what reflects a 33-33 record. Pitches outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Like when our pitchers like Kirby, should be 7-3 or 8-2, and he's 5-5, and then you get a guy like Luis Castillo who should be maybe 7-1, 6-2, and he's like 4-4. Stuff happens. No, we're not very good this year. We're average. Yeah, and he came from the Twins, and obviously they didn't know what they had. They thought, maybe some guys are just sleepers, and they get. And until you end up having, 350 average or up, and then people start noticing, and whatnot. We just walked another batter, damn it. Yeah, that is crazy. Could you imagine if we would have got someone like that to come to the Mariners? And then think about the Minnesota Twins, what they're thinking right now, like dumb. Like, what did we do? But sometimes a change of scenery, like maybe it would have never happened at Minnesota. Maybe him going to Miami and getting the role as kind of being the leadoff guy and, getting a little bit more of a role for the team. And maybe that was part of the success of it as well. So, but he's always been pretty good. Chopper. Come on, baby. 1. Couldn't get the other. Man, that is crazy. $20 holla. He's like, how does a guy with a .324 career hitter average with more walks, 156 than 145 Ks after 4.3 years only get $6.1 million for 1-year deal? Like Arraez, cheaper than Colton Wong. Tears. Seriously, bro. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. Cactus Jack. Bang, bang, $20 holla for my boy Reflect, a big Mariner fan like myself. A big Northwest sports fan like myself. And, I need more people to be able to vibe with that like the same teams. I mean, you may not like every team that I like, and that's completely fine, but it's always nice when you get people that love NFL, love college football, love baseball, and then, maybe subtly watch a little bit of hockey or basketball, but maybe not as much, but I mean, I do the wrestling thing as well. There's nothing really that I don't watch. So $20. Let's get to a hundo. 80 to go. Seriously, right? Wild pitch from Castillo. Well, there goes the 0-0 game. 1-0 Marlins off a wild pitch. And who would have thought that Castillo would be the guy that would pitch the shittiest out of Kirby and Bryce Miller? But I guess it is what it is, right? It's hard to sweep a team. But you don't expect our number one guy to be walking guys early and to be pitching wild. I get it if Logan Gilbert is pitching wild and pitching like this, but what are you doing? Come on, Luis, get it going here, bud. Yeah, but it is hard for a Mariners GM because a lot of the Mariners ownership, you already know how it is. A lot of times in the past, they would give big money to the wrong guy. They would let the wrong guys go. And it's also, finding people that are a good fit where they like each other, in the bullpen, and obviously, inside, obviously, the fields and, in the arenas and obviously on the outside, because some of these guys are hanging out outside of baseball too. So, you want to make sure that they have that good relationship too, but. All right, let's go to the bottom of the third. It's a little concerning there. I mean, giving up a cheap one like that off a wild pitch, but I guess it is what it is. It's only one. All right, let's go to the bottom of the third. I just hate to give up like cheap runs like that. I understand how hard it is to get dubs, especially when you're 500 and we had such a great year last year. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's been a little bit of a shocker like we've been as bad, as we have. But again, when you bat 230 as a team and your top 7 guys aren't doing what they should be, then that's exactly where you're sitting. But we have had a few surprises, with Bryce Miller, Brian Wu. We finally found our JD Martinez of the Dodgers, Mike Ford. And, he in limited at-bats, like at 22 at-bats, he's got 4 homers. He had 2 last night, 2 against the Angels. So if he can keep it moving, hell, he'll get to 20 home runs, and he'll be our Carlos Santana. He'll be our Vogelback. So I like that. Let's keep it moving. Leading off this inning in the bottom of the third, DHing for us, hopefully for life, Mike Ford. Batting second this inning, better than Colton Wong, who was the Wong decision. Second baseman, Jose Caballero. And batting third in the inning, J.P. Crawford. Let's go. Come on, baby. Let's go, Mike. Reflect, let me know if there's any photos that you want to see in between innings, and I got you. It could be anything past or present Mariners or anything. We could do some Michael Penix Jr. I don't mind giving a little Northwest pub to some of the people because, we got people that live in the Midwest and a lot on the East Coast and some overseas, But I feel that even though, I am Northwest Sports Fanatics, it's like we don't push, too much, be like, oh, it's Northwest only. We do everything, so. Stanford, baby. Congrats. Bottom of the third, Marlins 1, Mariners 0. We're trying to go for the sweep, baby. Let's go, baby. Ground out. Ford grounded out to third. Damn it. Next up, second baseman, Jose Caballero. All right, baby. Dodgers 0, White Sox 0. I got that going on too. 0-2 count to Jose. Popped up. 2 away. Next up, J.P. Crawford. And we got Yuri Perez on the mound. He's actually doing pretty good. He's got 3 Ks so far in 2.2 innings pitched, 0 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 3 Ks. And Castillo, 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 3 base on balls, 4 Ks. But 3 walks is terrible for Luis. I mean, normally you don't have that many, but and I love the hat and I love the Florida Marlins throwback. Electric. 1-0 pitch to JP. Pitch is high, 2 balls, 1 strike. Bottom of the third, Marlins 1, Mariners 0. 2 away, 2-0 count. JP Crawford batting .248 this season, 3 homers and 23 ribbies. Pitch outside, 3 balls, no strikes. Come on, baby. Let's go, JP. Takes a strike, 3 balls, 1 strike to JP Crawford. Mike in the building. How are you? Three-one pitch. Chop foul. 3 balls, 2 strikes. How are you, Mike? Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, obviously, the more people that we can get to like the stream, overall helps the algorithm and the numbers. Not everyone does it, but, you know, it's always nice when you can get someone to take the time just to, you know, thumb up it, you know. It's just like posts, though. You know what I mean? Like when you go through Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, you know, there's a lot of things that people look at, but they don't end up liking it. They watch the whole video, they watch the whole meme or whatever it is, and they just keep going. You know, a lot of times people won't, you know, show that love, but sometimes just doing those little things and going back and hitting the like button, it does go a long ways for the person that's putting out that content. So chop foul, 3 balls, 2 strikes. That's overall, it's a team effort, you know. Likes, subs, donations, sharing on other platforms, or anything is appreciated. Three-two pitch to JP. JP, he connected, but it's a pop-up. Damn. Out number 3. Pops up to right field. All right, JP, next time. End of the third inning, Marlins 1, Mariners 0. Let's go to the top of the 4th. I don't want to lose this game with Castillo, like I said, especially when, you know, you gave up a run off a wild pitch. That's a shitty way to give up a run, you know, when you ended up dominating the first 2 games the way that we did. But again, it's very hard to sweep a team in 3-game series or 4. It's not easy to do. But game 1, 8-1. Shout out to Bryce Miller, 1 hitter. Marlins and Mariners in game 2. Mariners win again, 9-3. Shout out to George Kirby, 10 Ks, his career high. And then we get our best pitcher, supposedly, out of those 3. And, you know, he's walking guys early and wild pitch. It's 1-0, but I still think we can win this. All right, in the top of the 4th inning, leading off for the Marlins, right fielder 0 for 1, Jesus Sanchez. Batting second this inning, 0 for 1, third baseman Gene Segura, former Mariner, we see you. And batting third for the Marlins, 0 for 1 with a K, catcher Nick Fortes. Let's go, baby. And on the mound for the Mariners, so bringing that fire and heat, Luis Castillo. So Luis Castillo, 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 3 walks, which is terrible, but he's got 4 Ks. And then obviously Perez has done a little bit better. 3 innings pitched, 0 hits, 0 earned runs, only 1 walk and 3 Ks. So Definitely is a pitching duel, but hopefully we can get some production. We need to start getting hits. We can't get back to one of those games where we have all these hits and then we go like 5 hits or less, 4 runs or less, because that's kind of where we're at normally. We normally don't get more than 5 hits, and we normally don't get over 4 runs, which is a little shocking, after the season that we had last year. But, nothing is, expected, especially when you're 500. 0-2 pitch. Pitch is outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jesus Sanchez batting .268 this season. 6 homers in 2023. Pitch is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jesus. Let's go, Castillo. 2-2 pitch outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Count is full. Come on, Luis. Let's go, baby. Got him. That was a terrible call by the ump. It was outside the zone. And I'm a Mariner fan, and I'm not going to just act like that was a good pitch. That was a terrible call. And Luis Castillo ends up getting his 5th K right there, but it was not in the strike zone. So he screamed and yelled after that pitch. And Jesus, you know what? I don't blame you. That was a bad call. 1 away. I mean, if they do that on both ends, fine. But next up, Jean Segura. 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss. 1-1 count. I got the White Sox and the Dodgers in front of me as well. I got Kershaw on the computer, and then I got the Dodger game on TV in the studio. Life is good right now. Life is good. I mean, obviously it could be better if we were ahead 1-0, but I mean, we've blown out the Marlins, who are a good team, 2 games in a row, and it's the first time all season that we've actually blown out a team 2 games in a row, I feel like. I don't even remember the last time we won a game that big, when we won the first one with Bryce Miller, and then let alone when we did it again. It just felt weird, It just felt like something wrong. But we need to change that. It needs to become like a normal thing, but top of the 4th, Marlins 1, Mariners 0. Castillo, 65 pitches in. 2-2 pitch to Jean Segura. Castillo, right down the middle. Popped up. Call it off, Julio. There you go. Good job. Julio with the catch. 1 away. I always get nervous when I see 3 guys running towards each other. Like, you guys got to communicate. Good defense. Fortes in the box. Popped up. There we go. A very quick inning for Castillo. Yeah. Baby. Time to get some hits and runs for me and Reflect, baby. Let's go. I'm going to put up a couple photos up for Reflect while we're waiting. Someone that we both love, being true Mariner fans for a long time. You can never go wrong with some Edgar Martinez. Through the IRS. If so, you may qualify for the IRS Fresh Start program, so you won't have to make any payments to the IRS. And I got a killer Randy Johnson. Look at this Randy I got. And obviously it's got to be Mariner Randy. I do love Expos Randy, though. I watched USC Randy. I Expos Randy with Pedro Martinez. Just what could have been if the Expos never left Montreal and they would have kept Randy Johnson and Pedro Martinez. Think about that. That could have been one of the best 1-2 punches of all time, but they just didn't see it. They saw Randy as a big guy, and they saw Pedro as pretty good, but they didn't understand, That's when they had like Marquise Grissom, Oil Can Boyd, but Randy and Pedro were definitely the best. Woo! That photo is sick. Let's go, baby. You know it. We got a lot of very intelligent people. And the thing is, the difference between my channel for sports and a lot of others, a lot of people with sports channels have people that are like under 40. Like that's a majority of their fan base. But like half of my fan base is, under 40 and the other, half is over. So it's a nice blend. You get, some young people, you get some old people, different race, different age, different parts of the globe. And it's nice to be able to, have these, and crazy intelligent and passionate sport fans, all over the place to kind of give their 2 cents. And I like the collective unit that we have. It's awesome. Absolutely, man. 6'10". And he's always been my guy. Like, Koufax, Drysdale, those are like my guys, for my dad, with the Dodgers. But it was always Griffey and Randy Johnson for me as my 1-2, and then Edgar Martinez 3. And then Ichiro came along, and then that took, Edgar's spot to 3. And then obviously Julio now is 5. So Griffey, Randy Johnson, Ichiro, Edgar Martinez, Julio Rodriguez. Those are kind of like, the 5 now. But, no A-Rod. We only have room for 1 Rodriguez, and we got Julio. So Ty France. Yeah, he's really, really big. Are you talking about Yuri Perez? Yeah, bro. He's they normally when they do like the the height 6'7", 6'8". I think they list him at 6'8", but I've seen him, at some point or another with shoes or without shoes, 6'7". I don't know. You know how they do it with shoes or without. But regardless, the guy's huge. If you see him, look at his legs, Maybe he doesn't have like the flowing Randy Johnson hair for you to look, like more dominating. Like certain guys that have like longer hair, like wrestlers. I don't know when it just like is blowing in the wind, like when you're in like a car, like a convertible, it just looks a little bit more intimidating. And he just has really, really long legs. But dude, yeah, he's 6'8". He's a phenom, bro. No way. Really? Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes there's not anyone that sometimes you'll have friends and family that you can go with, but sometimes you just go, if you're a sports fan, and that is awesome. He said, your mind is bad to be intelligent. Hell no, man. You're a fisherman. You're a hunter, a family man. You love NASCAR. I mean, come on, man. I love having that Southern hospitality in the room. Bottom of the 4th, Marlins 1, Mariners 0. France? Back. Oh, my God. What a running catch by the Marlins. Amazing defense. Wow, he covered a lot of ground. My goodness. Yeah, congratulations on the car, my brother. I don't even own a car. So you're already ahead of me. Pitch is low. 1 ball, no strikes. That's good. I'm glad that you're in a good mood. 1-0 pitch. In the zone for a strike. 1-1 count. Yeah, he's going to have to be careful in a fucking challenger. You start mashing that pedal, you're going to get pulled over like a motherfucker. They got a lot of power. It's like, it doesn't have to be an old school Corvette or an old school, Camaro. And then you start seeing the Dodge, it's not like he got a Viper, or anything like that. But those challengers move. 2-1 pitch. Teoscar. Yes. Go. Can you get 2? Run your ass off. Slide. Yes. There we go. Bottom of the 4th, Marlins 1, Mariners 0. 2 outs, runner at second. Nice job by Teoscar with a sliding double. Next up, left fielder Jared Kelenic. Come on, Jared. This is a great time for an RBI to get back into the rhythm. What's up? Okay. All right, Dodgers are down 1-0 also. What the hell is going on here? Dodgers are down and Mariners? Kershaw is on the mound. Looks like he's got bases loaded. Oh, my. This could be tough for the Mariners and Dodgers tonight. Because I'm going to drive the wheels off of it. Kelenic? Wow, Dodgers got out of that. They had bases loaded and Kershaw got out of it, and it's only 1-0. Wow, unbelievable. That's tough. Looks like someone went yard on Kershaw. They put like an Undertaker hat on him. Wow. I like it, everyone, when they have like their own little celebration in the dugout. You know, it's like you got the samurai hat on the Angels. The Mariners got the trident and whatnot. Bottom of the fourth, Marlins 1, Mariners 0. Runner at second, 2 away. Pitches inside. Wow, called strike. This ump is terrible. Come on. 2-2 should be 3-1. Dude, and you can tell when these batters get pissed. You can see it in their body language where they're like, "Fuck no." They're like, "No." You can tell they're wanting to say more to the ump, but if they do, they're going to get tossed or they're not going to get any calls the rest of the night going their way. So I got something better. Chevrolet legs. Got him. Perez with another K. Damn it, Kelenic. 5 Ks for Castillo, and I believe 4 Ks for Perez. All right, Yuri. You're tall. 6'8". End of the fourth inning. Let's go to the top of the fifth. We offer comprehensive services at the Center for Cardiovascular Health to get the help we need. Says the key is under the piece of cactus. All right, I'll give you a couple photos here while we have a minute. So we got Edgar, we got Randy. It matters where you stay. True, by Hilton. Hilton, where the stay. Restore sunken slabs by calling 1-866-LOVEJACK for a free estimate. The entire process can be completed without interrupting your schedule. Schedule and accept your estimate online. 1-866-LOVEJACK. Raise sunken concrete.
Root Sports is now streaming on Fubo TV. Watch the Blazers, Mariners, Kraken, and more. Streaming live on all your devices. Plus, we always have to do Griffey. Try free at FuboTV.com. Oh, yeah. It's your journey on every mile in the Hyundai Tucson with America's best warranty. Get 0% APR on the Tucson or up to $750 total savings. All right, let's go to the top of the fifth. Leading off for the Marlins in the top of the fifth, 0 for 1, shortstop John Berti. Batting second this inning, 1 for 1 with a run, center fielder Jonathan Davis. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a walk, second baseman, the best hitter in baseball, Luis Reyes. Castillo still on the mound, being Castillo. Being plenty Luis today. Let's go, baby. 0-1 pitch. Inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ump is definitely has a kind of a weird strike zone. The game has not been completely clean, so. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two 1 pitch. Pitch is outside. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Pitch is low. And he walked him. Damn. Come on, baby. Top of the fifth, Marlins 1, Mariners 0. Runner at first. Come on, Luis. Chop foul. Yeah, keep grinding, man. Once you get to a point where you stop really caring about what other people say and think, and you just do you, and you start to realize, a lot of the, friendships and a lot of the interactions, sometimes it's bullshit. It's not real. You know what I mean? So it's better to have a smaller circle of people, than having a bunch of fake people that you're interacting with and whatnot. And, just put your head down and grind. And like I said, if you have a goal in mind, you just keep working hard and focus on that. And, don't give up on yourself, and you keep it moving, stay consistent. One-two pitch from Castillo, 75 pitches in, throw to first. He's safe. Next up for the Marlins, Jonathan Davis. One-two pitch. Get it, Teo. There we go. One away. Good defense, Teo. Two away. Next up, second baseman, Luis Reyes. Yeah, well, now with basketball and with, hockey being over, it's going to be a lot of baseball, a lot of wrestling. If there's anything on the NFL side that's worth talking about, definitely can do that. But as far as like events, we've got to wait a little bit, and then we'll get college football and NFL going, and everything in the world will be right. Pitch is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the fifth, Marlins 1, Mariners 0. And White Sox 1-0 on the Dodgers. The Mariners are at home and they're losing, and the Dodgers are at home and losing. And they got Kershaw on the mound. Weird. Reyes foul. He almost got his first hit in the series. 381 average, 1 homer, 30 ribbies, but he was at 402 when he came into Seattle. I just like that some of the links now that I can watch any baseball game, which is nice. Because for a moment, got him! Nice strikeout. Wow. Nice punch out for Castillo, baby. Hell yeah. All right, we just need to get some hits and runs now, damn it. Yeah, well, same thing with the Denver Nuggets. When you're that dominant, you're already gonna more than likely win it all. It just depends on if you're gonna let the other team win 1 or 2 games. And unless the other team is even with you, those are the ones that go 7 games. But most of the time when we go into the finals, there's like a number 1 seed or like the best team in the sport that's there. Chances are they're gonna win, unless that miracle team pulls off the Cinderella story, which happens rarely ever. So. For both of those teams to win in 5, it kind of felt like it. When we saw last year, the Warriors beat the Celtics in 6. The Warriors and Celtics were more even than the Heat and the Nuggets this year. It's clear, right? And then the Tampa Bay Lightning, when they went to 3 Stanley Cups in a row, they weren't as good as the Avalanche, but they were still good enough to win 2 games. So you're starting to see the level of talent. If you're even or very close to being even, it'll be a 4-2 series. But if not,
And normally it doesn't end up in 7 games or a sweep either. So when you're doing betting, you have to understand it's either normally going to be 6 or it's going to be in 5. That's where your money is. Never bet the sweep or 7 games if it doesn't seem like both teams are even, or even if a team looks like they're so great, like the Avalanche this year, obviously from last season when they won the Stanley. They were great in preseason. They were great, obviously, in the regular, but they still couldn't sweep Tampa. Tampa was still good enough to get a couple on them. Hockey might be the least watched sport, but it's a hell of a lot better than a lot of the other shit that's on. I mean, I'd rather watch NASCAR, NHL, or baseball over the NBA or college basketball. If March Madness is on, I'm watching that. That's cool. But some NBA regular season and some NBA postseason does not match up to me with NASCAR or baseball or even hockey. I think there's just a little bit more electricity. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not the same game as it was when I was watching in the 80s and 90s. There was more legends that were around in sports and wrestling. That's why there's so many, movies and a lot of documentaries where they go back and try to relive the 80s and 90s. Like, why do you think Stranger Things is so fucking big? Because it's taken place in the 80s. A lot of dope shit happened in the 80s, and arguably that might be the best era of any era that we've had in the last, 100 years. If you're actually looking at eras based off music, movies, athletes, wrestling, you're never going to get what you got in the 80s and 90s ever again, period. Too many legends, too many guys that are larger than life. And you don't really get that now. It's like, yeah, you got these Seth Rollins and the Roman Reigns, but it's not like Hulk Hogan, it's not that same. It's not Ric Flair, it's not the same. Not The Rock or Stone Cold. Oh, against the wall. Wow, one away. Yeah, you should have consulted, and I could have helped you win $50. And like I said, you got to look deeper into the stats. You got to look at not only Bobrovsky, you have to look on how many goal scorers each team has. And then Vegas also had their defensemen were 6'2" to 6'6". These are things that I look at to help people win money. Because if you start seeing that the goalie, Aiden Hill, is 6'4", and he's really athletic and he's kind of an underdog, and then all their defensemen, 5 or 6 guys, are 6'2" to 6'6", and then Vegas has got 10 guys that can score to Florida's 5, right? And if Sergei starts struggling early, they have no chance. The only way Florida was going to win that or even keep it close is if Sergei outperformed Aiden Hill and their players on offense like Kachuk was going to match everyone on the Vegas side and do better. But, it didn't really look like it was going to happen. So you can definitely tell when a team is outmatched. And then when the Nuggets were playing the Heat, they didn't have anyone to guard the Joker. Bam Adebayo is okay, but he can't guard the Joker. There's only one person in the NBA that can guard the Joker, and that's Giannis, period. So if we get, Bucks Nuggets, it could go either way. But other than that, if the Bucks don't make it, the Nuggets might end up winning another 1 or 2 championships in the next few years. I mean, who's really going to match up to Denver now with everything that they have and, moving forward? So, of course, we've had a different winner in the last 5 years, so it's good to have good parity in the NBA. But, I mean, I'm always noticing a lot of the little subtle details. Cal, there we go. Right in between the gap, baby. Boom, boom, boom. Run, Cal. Go, go, go. Yeah. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. It's that mustache. You know what I'm saying? You get a fucking haircut, you get a little mustache, you cut off the beard a little bit. Hey, roll with it. There we go. Nice double for big dumper Cal Raleigh with one away. Good follow through. And guess who we have up next? DH Mike Ford. And it looks like the White Sox just hit another homer off Kershaw. No. 2-0 White Sox on the Dodgers. 2 solo dingers on Kershaw. That's why people come here as well to ask for advice in betting, because they're not going to do as much research. And, a lot of times you can see things in black and white, but to be able to win money and make good bets and good predictions, you got to go deeper. You have to hit that gray area, home and away record. Is it grass? Is it artificial turf? Is it night? Is it day?
Is there injuries? What's the role players look like? What are the jobbers? What do we got on the bench? What's the coach look like? Like, you got to go down the line and look at every single thing. You just can't look at a team and be like, well, this team, I guess you could win money that way, but eventually you'll start losing a lot. There's a lot that goes on, with the research and analysis and the analytics. And even if you do all that research, that doesn't mean you're going to be right all the time. But I'll tell you, it does make you right more of the time when you go through that process. Bottom of the fifth, Marlins 1, Seattle 0. Mike Ford in the box. Let's go, baby. It's our DH in 2023. And also, too, we all fall in love with Cinderella stories. All of us do. Miami Heat, an 8 seed, the worst scoring team in the NBA. And all of a sudden, they beat the Bucks in 5, and they beat the Celtics. But the thing is, with Cinderella teams, that they always run out of gas, and they play someone that's way better than them at the end or the game before the championship. East-West final, the NFC, AFC championship game, or if you're lucky enough to make it to the Super Bowl or Stanley Cup or World Series, great. But chances are you're not going to win it all. You fall short there. And that's why you could have 20 Cinderella stories in 5 years and have one win it all. And that's why the Cinderella story is so rare. I mean, we all fall in love with it, or a lot of us do, but, not everybody. So, yeah, the ticker's been there for a long, long time. It's always there. I always update the day, the date, the highest donation, the game that's going on, the score is down there as well. I got all that info down there. I always update all that every day. 3-2 pitch. That way, I don't have to be like, Cash App and, subscribe and all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, obviously I, try to have like a lead mod do that for me, because no one wants to go to a stream where they have the person say, like, sub, share, donate, and say that like 50 times in a stream. You know what I mean? Like, 3-2 pitch to Ford. Bottom of the fifth, Marlins 1, Seattle 0. Swing and a miss. Got him. A rare strikeout. Boom or bust for Mike Ford. And apparently we got bust right there. 2 away. But both of these pitchers are very, very good. Yuri, 4.1 innings pitched at 6'8". 2 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 4 Ks. So pretty impressive, right? And then obviously with Castillo, 5 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 4 walks, 6 Ks. But the 4 walks were terrible. I know the ump is a little questionable tonight with the strike zone, but obviously with the wild pitch to let that run come in, I don't want to lose 1-0 that way. So. Oh, you're good, Mike. Oh, that's cool. We don't have a lot of liars here. Come on, Jose. We need some fucking hits here. Come on. Check swing. Did he go? Did he? No, thank God. 2 hits for the Mariners, only 1 for the Marlins. This is a complete opposite of the first 2 games that we had. Obviously, the Mariners hitters were rocking and rolling. We won the first game 8-1 and held the Marlins to a 1-hitter, and that was Bryce Miller. Nice job. And then we won 9-3 yesterday with George Kirby, and he had a career-high 10 Ks, but everyone was hitting. 8 runs, 9 runs. Now we're like, uh-oh, this is going back to how things used to be. But again, we do have a great pitching matchup here too. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Mike says, I got something for you. Appreciate you, man. Gran Torino, 1972. Thank you, Mike. Every dollar matters. Every dollar counts. Popped up. Damn it. Leave a runner stranded on second. End of the 5th inning. 1-0. Marlins. Mike with a 20. 1972. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks. Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. 1972. You know that was a good year. Gran Torino. Appreciate you. My guy. Thank you. Let me know what you want to see for photo, you and Reflect. And, if there's anything that you guys want to see, let me know. If not, it's totally fine, but I'll still give you guys photos even if you don't want them. I'll take care of you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you tremendously. So we gave some photos for Reflect, trying to get a little bit of that old school. And then let's see what I come up with here for Mike as well in the commercial break. Got to hit you with at least one Michael Penix Jr. photo. Can't wait to be able to watch him play this season, even though I'm a Ducks fan. This potentially could be the third best quarterback next year in college football. It's like you got Caleb Williams at USC, Drake May at North Carolina. Caleb is kind of like a RPO, a little bit of running, a little bit of throwing. Probably will go first overall. Drake May looks like he's the pocket quarterback of the future. And then Michael Penix Jr. is the lefty who's got a little bit of Michael Vick vibes. And hopefully, we can end up having him improve. And let's get some photos here for Mike. Mike loves Kyle Busch and old school NASCAR. So let's go that route here real quick. A little RCR. Appreciate you. And I'll try to get one more squeezed in before we go into the next commercial break, and I'll get you. One of my favorite photos of Charles Red Farmer. Mike is an OG, and I love seeing OG things. And let's go to this old school NASCAR photo. We got guys that are under 40 on the channel, but half the fan base is over 40. And I love being able to look at history and learn from people that are smarter than me and older than me that have knowledge that I don't have. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for your love and appreciation. Same thing for you too, Reflect. I appreciate you. And let's get back to the game, baby. Let's go. Top of the sixth. Popped up. Back. Gone. No. You kidding me? I can't believe that. You got to be shitting me. Home run number 20. And of course, it's the guy I put on the thumb today because I knew he was going to do good today. Damn it. And he hit it off Luis. It's like I almost was foreshadowing our own fate. I put him on the thumb with Luis, and he's like, well, we're going to have a homer then. Home run number 20, leading the team DH, Jorge Soler. Well, next time I have a hunch, I'm not putting you on the thumb. Damn it. 2-0 Marlins. That ESP was kicking in, I guess. Man, that's tough. Yes. I love it, man. You know what? One thing that I wish I had, like, I don't have any brothers or sisters or but I wish someone in the family, if I had brothers, I have a stepsister, but if I grew up with brothers or sisters or I had cousins close, or I wish someone would have been able to teach me how to work on cars. I had friends that had dads that did that, or someone that would help me in the kitchen. I wish I had someone that, would have been able to guide me that way. I mean, I already had the voice and, the sports stuff. I already knew that was going to be the legacy, and whatnot. But I always get jealous when I see people that have, people that have taught them well on the cars and working on cars as well as the food. Nice catch from Jared Kelenic. That would have been a double or triple. Good defense by Jared. 2-0 Marlins. Damn it. Top of the sixth, 2-0 Marlins. I mean, we're trying to go for the sweep. But again, I know Preston's at the game, and he probably thought that they were going to win against Miller and Kirby, and we would win this game. But maybe we won those two, and we lose this one. I still believe we can come back. We're only down 2-0. It's not like he's been terrible, but those walks have hurt us. And then he just got blasted from, Jorge Soler. He's got 20 homers. I mean, that's a lot of fucking homers. We don't got anyone near 20. Most of our guys are closer to 10. So Garrett Cooper in the box, 232 average, 8 homers, 26 ribbies. And Soler is their second best player to Arraez, obviously, leading the league in hits. And even though he's having a struggling season. And De La Cruz isn't actually that bad either. I mean, look at that hard hat and jersey and those wristbands and those gloves. I mean, you look like that. Of course, you're pretty good. They got some really cool throwback and unique, City Connect and different types of jersey combos. I mean, some of them are going to be standard where they're just like gray or white,
Nothing wrong with that. But once you start going into like the throwback looks, or you start to go with this, the best one with the pinstripes, they got a very swaggy look, the Florida Marlins. I see you. 1-2 pitch to Castillo, to Cooper, outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 6th, Marlins 2, Seattle Mariners 0. We were trying to go for the sweep. So far, it doesn't look good. Pitch is low, 3 balls, 2 strikes. KFB and Red Farmer, baby. $40. Let's get to a hundo. 60 to go. Walked him. Damn it, Louise. That's what makes the group so special, I like being able to see the different type of like culture. It's like you get different age of people and you get different race of people, but just to see like how people live and to see how they live in the environment where they're at, like what Mike does in the South, for hunting and fishing. We have that out here in the Northwest, but it's going to be a little bit, a little bit more humid, and obviously you're going to be hunting probably and fishing and doing a little bit different than what we're doing out here in the Northwest. And then you get the people out there in the Northeast and the Midwest. And then we get some of the people out here on the West Coast in Oregon, Washington, California, closer to the Pacific Ocean. I mean, it's a nice blend. And I love always, hearing about what you guys are getting into. Come on, baby. Top of the 6th, Marlins 2, Mariners 0. Top dog. Come on, Jesus Sanchez up next. Let's go. Come on, Julio. Come on, Teoscar. And come on, Luis. We can't give up any more. You give up any more than 2, I mean, once we start getting into that 3 category and more, it's like over. We need to kind of keep this at this position here, especially when we don't have very many hits. We only have 2 hits, so it's like you're like having to get a home run to get back in the game, and then praying that you got a couple hits prior so that it could be a 3-run shot to take the lead, or at least a solo or a 2-run homer. 0 for 2 with a K. Right fielder Jesus Sanchez. Come on, Luis. 13-12 record versus the National League. Not good. Popped up. Get that, Gino. There we go. Gino calls off Kelenic. 2 away. Next up, third baseman Gene Segura, the former Mariner. Come on, Castillo. I don't want Castillo to lose, especially when you get guys that have like 5-5 records and 4-4 records when they should be better. This is the type of shit that, Luis gets sometimes. And that's why, you're sitting at a 500 record sometimes because you're not getting enough hits and runs when these guys, are out there. And it sucks to see guys that have like 500 record, but in essence, they should be 7-1, 6-2, 5-3 instead of 4-4 or 5-5, But hopefully we'll get more runs after the All-Star break, and then we can start evening out. Pitches outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Come on, Castillo. Walked him. 4 straight walks. 4 straight bad pitches for another walk. Come on, Luis. God, it's like I never thought that he would be the liability. I mean, he's only given up 2 hits all game, but it's just, you're getting guys on, your control's not there. And normally he doesn't walk this many guys. He's got fucking 5 walks. He's got almost as many walks as Ks, and now he just tied it. 6 walks, 6 Ks. That's a problem. At least Perez has only got 1 walk and 5 Ks. I wish we were there. But I guess that's what happens when you overachieve with Bryce Miller and George Kirby. I'm not giving up yet. But, yeah.
Oh, wow. And then the White Sox. I don't know what this is. This is a little creepy, right? So obviously I'm going to watch the game, for this, and I'm going to call it because I'm a Mariner fan, right? And then obviously the Dodgers are on, and I had a choice to do either this or that, and I might end up doing the Dodger game tomorrow or the next day. Obviously, I think the Mariners have a day off tomorrow, so it'll be Dodgers tomorrow that we'll do against the White Sox for my dad. And Kershaw's pitching, but it's just so wild. The Dodgers are at home. The Mariners are at home. We were both expected to win tonight, and both of us are losing 2-0 at the exact same time. That's a little weird. Yeah, and it's like Castillo, number one pitcher. I mean, Kershaw can kind of move up and down the lineup with all the different pitching guys that they have, but we'll see if the Dodgers or the Mariners come back, or if we're just going to have to take the L today and then, see what happens tomorrow. Oh my gosh, you have no, dude. Sturgeon, salmon, trout, rainbow trout. I mean, it is so beautiful up here. And like I said, just being by water helps my mental health every day. I still have struggles with mental health, depression and anxiety. But obviously, you got wineries, breweries, dispensaries. I'm not really a big drinker, and I never was, but I did get to a point where I was almost drinking every day doing these long streams. But I cut out the Modelo Cheladas. I cut out the Coronas with lime, and I've been walking every day, and, just being able to, maybe go and do the dispensary thing since it's legal here in Oregon and going that route, CBD, CBN, that type of stuff definitely helps. CBD stuff really helps with depression and anxiety and stuff like that. So sometimes you can get hybrids, and you get like the different kinds, with the gummies and whatnot, or pre-rollies and whatnot. But yeah, it definitely helps sitting by water, hanging out with my pup, and being able to walk to a river spot that's like 5-10 minutes from my house, and just being able to reflect and, just try to kind of get lost in the moment and get off my phone and just enjoy the fish jumping, hearing the birds chirp, watching, Paisley try to eat all the grass around me. And then also seeing a kayaker or canoeer go by from time to time. It's nice, man. I mean, I don't get a whole lot of time with hunting or fishing, but I do love camping out here in the Pacific Northwest. I try to do it like once or twice. No, he's not. He's not the type, and they already lost 2 games bad, so he can be a super fan of his team as well. You know what I mean? But I mean, normally the Marlins are middle to the end of the division. They're usually 3rd, 4th, 5th. They're terrible. This year they're 2nd, and they're really good. So I'm actually happy for him that his team is doing well, because no one wants to watch your team that you love and you buy all the merch. You go to the games, you try to get autographs, you try to get foul balls, and you don't want to see your team win 60 games every year. That's depressing, So I'm actually really happy. He hasn't sent me any photos yet of where he's sitting, but I'm pretty sure he's there for all 3 games, unless for whatever reason he was in a suite, in game 1. And then he was obviously on TV through the Marlins broadcast on the other one, where I don't know where he was sitting, but probably in the 100 level somewhere, within the first 20 rows. And yeah, but top of the 6, Marlins 2, Mariners 0, runners at first and second. Yeah, but my dad, would do like elk and deer and chuckers. He's like birds, and we just have like such beautiful landscape out here. It's like 1.5, 2 hours to the Pacific Ocean. You want to go camping, 2 hours to 3 hours in any direction. Got him! Nice job, Brash. There we go. Good decision to put Brash in. Yes. Yeah. Good job, Brash. Yeah, you have to. I mean, like walking every day is just really therapeutic for me. And plus, with the type of pup that I have, an American Staffordshire, which is kind of like in the Pitty family, they are very, very, they need that energy and that exercise. And she loves to explore. She loves adventure.
And, sometimes I'm ready to like, go a certain direction, like our regular route, but then she'll start pulling me in another direction to like go on another adventure. And sometimes I'm tired and I don't want to go that way, but sometimes I'll give in and I'll let her kind of, just pull me and go to another direction. And sometimes we end up having another adventure and whatnot. So it's nice, man. My life has been upgraded a lot. Obviously this is my, dream, and I've put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, into the channel. And, obviously I really enjoy, spending time, doing my dream and doing my goals, but also having kind of like daily therapy sessions with y'all where we can bounce things off of each other while we talk sports and wrestling and everything else, which is nice. All right, let's go to the bottom of the sixth. Yeah, and Preston will like travel too. Like he went to like 20 games last year. He went to probably like 5 or 10 games here in Seattle, and then he went to Miami, and he got autographs of Don Mattingly and a lot of the players, I think in spring training. He goes to the Marlins here and there a couple times a year. He went to San Francisco, to the Giants to see the Marlins. He went to the A's last year. He went to the Dodgers last year. So if it's pretty close on the West Coast, he's going to try to go if he's got the money. So Kershaw looks like he's struggling right now, too. It's in the fourth, 2-0 White Sox. Leading off for the Mariners this inning, 0 for 1 with a walk, J.P. Crawford. Batting second, 0 for 2 center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, first baseman, Ty France. Let's go. Come on, guys. We need hits. We only have 2. I know they have 2 as well, but they have 2 runs, and we have none. So we need something here. Come on, baby. Come on, JP. Pitch is a little wild. 2 balls, no strikes. Yeah, I feel the most like happy when I'm outside and I'm near water. It's very therapeutic. I think our brains need it, because when you talk to anyone that's not near water and they have a shitty week, a shitty month, and then they finally get like vacation or they go to the beach or the lake or the river or go camping, everyone ends up coming back refreshed. Everyone feels great after that. It's not a coincidence. When you're near water, it definitely helps, get you back to where you need to be mentally if you are struggling with depression, anxiety, or anything else. 2-2 pitch. Chopped foul. Count still stays 2-2. Come on, JP. That's awesome. Check swing. Got him. Damn it. 1 away. He knew it immediately, too. He started walking to the dugout. Let's give Perez a little love. I'm not a hater. You want to make sure you're showcasing these guys so that way I remember them next time when we play them. Perez, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, only 1 walk, and I believe, let's see if it updates or not. Is that 5 Ks or 6 Ks for him? I believe 5. Julio swinging a miss on the first pitch. Of course, Julio can't stay patient, and he has to chase. Come on, Julio. Paisley's barking. There. So he fouls off the first pitch, gets a questionable strike on the second pitch, and now he's 0 for 2 with a foul out and a ground out, and he's sitting 0 for 2 again. Like, how do you expect to get on a roll when you always put yourself in a position to be 0-2 or 1-2? Wouldn't you want to be 2-2, 3-2, 3-1? I mean, wouldn't that be nice, to make it a little bit easier on yourself and the team? Come on, baby. It's like a fucking broken record, man. 0-2 pitch. Chops it foul towards third base. I got to go see what Paisley's barking at. Hold on. Paisley.
All right, I'm back. Of course, Julio didn't get a hit. Damn it. Next up, Ty France. 0-2 pitch. I had to give her a cookie and a little bit of food. She was barking at somebody. 277 average, 6 homers, 31 ribbies for the all-star from last year for us, Ty France. I do like Ty a lot. Chopper towards third. Segura, easy out. End of the 6th inning, Marlins 2, Mariners 0. Rough. And I hate seeing it where we actually have, I wouldn't say great pitching today because you had way too many walks. You got 6 walks and 6 Ks, so this is kind of expected. You know, it wasn't a good game for Castillo. When Castillo has a good game, he gets close to 9 to 10 Ks, and his walks is probably like 2 or less. A little unfortunate, but at least on the flip side, it's not like he gave up a lot. It's a 2-hit game he gave up, but he gave up 2 runs, and we haven't been able to get anything going on offense, so hopefully we can turn that around. All right, let's go to the top of the 7th. All right, we got 3 innings left. Come on, man. We need 1 rally in the next 3 innings to at least get it close. Get a run to stop the bleeding. Yep, not good. Not good. And he's one of my favorite players, but you have to be honest, and you can't just act like nothing is going on, right? Bang, bang. You got to be able to let them know, hey, Julio, what's up, dude? You know, it's like, it's not good. You know, and I know at some point, year 5 through 9, when he's in his prime, he'll be better. But it's just really frustrating that he keeps doing the same thing over and over. And yeah, in the last 20 games, he's been hotter to try to make up for that slow start, but he's still getting back to those bad habits on swinging at anything in the first 2 pitches, And obviously the pitchers know that he's chasing. So it's not like they're stupid, Next up in the top of the 7th for the Marlins, 0 for 1 with a walk, shortstop John Berti. Batting second, center fielder Jonathan Davis. And batting third this inning, second baseman Luis Arraez. Still number 1 in baseball. Berti in the box. Brash on the mound. I feel like Brash could be a starting pitcher if we needed him to be. If something happened to Brian Wu, and you already got Marco with an injury, but if we needed someone, I mean, I think that, obviously you want to leave guys where they're at, and we already know what we're going to be getting out of, Paul Sewald and Andres Munoz at the end, but all the lobster, all the fun. Top of the 7th, Marlins 2, Mariners 0. Runner at first. Come on, baby. Come on, Brash. We just need to find a way to just stop the bleeding here. And again, a lot of the times, we're 5 hits or less, 4 runs or less. It's hard to win games when you don't produce. They're trying to bunt him over. Jonathan Davis batting ninth from the center fielder position. 265 average, 1 homer, 6 ribbies. You don't usually see a center fielder batting ninth. Come on, baby. They've already attempted to bunt twice. Throw to first. Safe. Oh, Munoz is warming up. Like, have Munoz pitch for the rest of the game, baby. Looks like Dodgers are still down 2-0 as well. It's weird that the score is exactly the same. I don't think the score will end the same. White Sox-Dodgers score will probably be different than what we get here, but hell, put them in if we need to, baby. 100 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour. I need something positive. But I do like Brash. I've never not liked him. I feel like he would be the one. I mean, he's better than Flexen. I mean, Flexen shouldn't even play at all. Pitches outside. Safe. Stolen base for the Marlins. God, everything is just going good for them, and everything is just going shitty for us right now. Oh, God. That's disgusting. You can definitely tell, one, that's a leadoff hitter that's got more patience, that doesn't strike out. And then you get, someone that just chases everything. And like, you have to think that, okay, if you're not smart enough to think that people have tape on you, you would hope that someone in the organization, when they're sitting down with like the hitting coaches, be like, they know what you're going to do. They know how aggressive you were when you were a leadoff hitter last year as a rookie, Julio, where you swung on first pitch strikes and you were getting homers off of it and you were being successful. But as the season went along, and as we're going into year number 2, they've caught on and you have to adjust. And it seems like he's like, fuck it, I'm still going to keep being me. Regardless if the pitch is outside, low, high, who cares? I'm going to swing on the first 2 pitches, assuming they're going to be strikes because the pitcher is trying to get ahead of the count. But they're going to get ahead of the count when they pitch shitty if you're swinging at it and they foul it off, Elliot in the building, my boy. How are you? What's good, man? Pizza all day, every day. How'd you like those pizza sheets and the pizza covers that I sent you? You like that, huh? Pizza pillow, pizza sheets, just pepperoni pizza everywhere. I saw that and I was like, that's Elliot right there. A Gray. Wow. 0 for 11 this series for the number 1 hitter in baseball. Who would have thought that? His average went from 402 going into the series to 379 in 3 games. He's on a slump. Guy can't do anything. He's a terrible hitter. 379? That's just crazy. It's a big part of why they're 37 and 31. Reyes. Minnesota Twins are like, what did we do? 0-2 pitch to Reyes. Chop foul. Top of the 7th, Marlins 2, Mariners 0. 1 out. 0-2 count from Brash. And this game has not gone the Mariners' way. And when we thought we could sweep, it's not really looking like that's going to be a plausible outcome now, but hopefully we can at least get it to extra innings. Oh, pitches inside, got away from him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Scott coming out. He's going to make the change. It's like, we got Brash. He's like, yeah, man, we got to make the change. Oh, it almost hit him. If he just wouldn't have moved his foot, it would have hit his foot and he would have been able to get on with a walk. But he lifted his foot up so he wouldn't have gotten tagged on that foot. All right, 1 out, 2 on. There we go. Bye-bye, Brash. Hello, Munoz. All right, here it is.
Have to wait for him to warm up a little bit. Oh, nice. That's good to hear. Dodgers and the Mariners are both down 2-0 at home. I'm watching both games right now. I'm a little dumbfounded, but you're not going to get Castillo and Kershaw losing on the same night and losing at the same fucking score. But I can't be mad because we already won game 1 and game 2, with amazing baseball. And I'm happy for Bryce Miller and George Kirby. But I was just trying to get the trifecta, 8-1, on Monday. Love it. Bryce Miller, one hitter, combined with the rest of the pitching staff. Yesterday, George Kirby, career high, 10 Ks as a sophomore in his second year like Julio. 9-3 win. Love it. And I just didn't assume that Luis was going to pitch like shit today, but that's kind of what we got. Too many walks. And Kershaw's got 2 solo dingers hit on him, so I don't think he's really doing terrible, but he's been ripped on those 2 pitches, so.
Cancers including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occur. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take it allergic to the Coke, as serious reactions can occur.
Some legends. I love that Randy photo. You usually don't get too many photos where it's like they're pitching straight on, like you're sitting as a catcher and they're taking the photo. That is beautiful. And Randy Johnson is a professional photographer now. He does baseball, basketball, football, hockey, and he does like musical concerts and venues. He's actually really good. So good for him to be able to find his passion that he had at USC, played baseball, and then went back to his passion after baseball was over. Good for you. Love me, the big unit. Appreciate you guys. All right, Munoz, 6 games, 5.2 innings, 0 earned runs, 8 Ks with a walk. Time for Andres Munoz to come in and ball out. All right, Quicksilver, have a good night, brother. See you next stream, bro. Big swing and a miss. Andres Munoz on the mound. Jorge Soler in the box. 20 home runs for the season. He went yard in the top of the 6th. Pitches low, 1 ball, 1 strike. I should have known by putting Jorge Soler and Castillo that he was going to go yard today, but damn it. One pitch. Got him. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 more, baby. You guys got to get out of this inning. Put him away. Pitch is low. Wild. Damn it. Both runners advance. Fuck, man. What's up with the wild pitches today? Wild pitch for a run, wild pitch to advance the runners. And Cal is a good catcher. And obviously, if he has a hard time being able to stop it, that means that pitch was absolutely terrible. 260 average, 20 homers, 40 ribbies for Soler. On the edge, got him! Get the fuck out of here. That wasn't a strikeout, but I'll take it. Yeah. Marlins have 3 hits for 2 runs. We have 2 hits for no runs. No errors by either team tonight. Good pitching overall tonight. But, I mean, this is just disgusting. This is back to what we were getting before we won these first 2 games. Less than 5 hits and less than 4 runs. You can't win baseball games if you don't get more than 5 hits, and you can't win baseball games if you don't get more than 4 runs most of the time. That's why we're 33-33. And, some of our stud pitchers are 500. 5-5, 4-4, when they should be 8-2, 5-3, not 4-4 or 5-5. That means that the hitting is not helping. Wake up, help, damn it. Come on. Top of the 7th, Marlins 2, Mariners 0, runners at 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs, 2-0 count to Brian De La Cruz. 3-0 count. Uh-oh. What the fuck is going on here? Yeah, we're always going to be, that's going to be our strong suit is the pitching, but very shaky tonight. Maybe overconfident. Walked him. 4 straight pitches for a walk. Now bases loaded. Hell, what is going on here? Come on. You just can't have Kirby and Miller do great, and then our number one sucks tonight. All we need is a little bit production to at least have it be 2-1 or, 2-2. But again, first 4 in the lineup went 0 for 16. And right now they are 6, 8, 10, 1 for 10 out of the first 4 guys in the lineup. Crawford 0 for 2, Julio 0 for 3, France 0 for 3, Teoscar 1 for 2, Kelenic 0 for 2, Suarez 0 for 2, Cal Raleigh 1 for 2, Ford 0 for 2, Caballero 0 for 2. Hell in a handbasket, damn it. I don't know where that term came from, but there it is. I don't know what hell and handbaskets have to go hand in hand, but come on, man. Yeah, they went 0 for 16 last night out of the first 4. I'm a nerd, so I'm always looking at everything. Anything stats, analytics, pre-show. I love watching the Mariners pre-show and the specials and whatnot. They definitely have been trying to push a little bit more female representation en route. And I don't mind, if we get that, as long as the females, like Angie Mentique that have, been there, that are well-spoken. But it seems like they're trying to, I like that they have multiple guys that, I know Riz has got cancer now. And then obviously I like Dave Sims and I like a lot of the guys that we have. And I'm all about having, equality and having a good representation for men and women and different race of different people being able to get an opportunity in the biz. That's facts. So, all right, let's go to the bottom of the 7th inning.
Most insurance companies don't know me, but Humana does. When I was diagnosed with COPD, they helped me manage it and keep my medication costs low. Even let me play harmonica to help my lungs. Motorcycle seats, big one.
Oh, they already got a new host line up. Like I said, they'll be able to, when it's Skip and Shannon wasn't the first one. They had a couple even before him. So, depending on where they want to go, they already had Skip and Stephen A. And obviously their personalities are kind of similar where they just scream and yell at each other and they're both wrong. Then they try to switch it up, obviously with Skip and, Shannon, where Shannon's right and Skip is crazy. So we'll see where they go. But sports talk is terrible. There's not very much good sports talk on podcasts or TV or radio on anymore. ESPN is terrible. Fox Sports isn't as good as it used to be. You got Pat McAfee now leaving to go to ESPN and he can't swear anymore. It's like everything is going downhill. No more Good Morning Football with Nader K. Not good show anymore. It's just not. You had Joy Taylor with Colin Cowherd in the Herd. She's no longer there. It's like every show that actually was somewhat worth watching is now terrible or not as good as it used to be. Yeah. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 7th. I don't know. I'm not going to sit there for 2-3 hours and listen to bullshit. That's all from the producers, all a bunch of fake takes. And then you get all these people thinking that shit is real. And that's how they honestly feel as an opinion. Just because they say it on TV or they, do a top 10 list or let's say they do a top 5 list and Burrow's not on there. Why do you think they did that? They did it just so they can get a reaction out of y'all. So that way, that people are dumb enough to go and be like, well, where's Burrow? Well, they purposely left him off the list. They do that all the time. I don't know. I can't get into a lot of these programs that are on CBS Sports, FS1, ESPN, NFL Network, all that. So, thank you. How was the walk? Good. You went for a walk and got lost. That's the best kind. Yeah. Well, that's why, people look at the sport channels, for example, on YouTube and Twitch. I feel that we have better connection. Thank you. We have better connection, with the fans. And I think that, I can't say for every channel on YouTube or Twitch is good,
There a lot of people are biased as fuck as well. On YouTube and Twitch, they're biased towards their team and their players. I don't know if there's a lot of people that are like me that aren't biased that really call it right down the middle, regardless if it's my team or not my team. But again, you have to have like empathy, sympathy. You have to be able to put yourselves in other people's shoes and to be able to think of like what it would be like to be the GM of the Saints if I'm a Bucks fan, or what it would be like to feel like that particular OC, or DC, or whatever they got going on there with the head coach. And once you're able to kind of put yourself in the shoes of another quarterback or another team, then you can start making better predictions and have a better overall feel of the league itself. And I feel most people, I don't want to say they're stupid, but a lot of people think they know a lot, but they really don't. Just because you watch Sports Center doesn't make you a guru or a genius. That's facts. Yeah, but I don't think there's really a whole lot that's good, on TV or podcast or radio anymore. I honestly feel if you took, the top, 5 or 10, best sport channels on YouTube or Twitch, and you put them on TV on like ESPN3 and you promoted it, I think that you would get better results on that kind of channel than you would get on some of the regular ones. It's one thing when they have like former players, like doing the side commentary with like Peyton Manning and whatnot. That's cool. But I honestly feel if you ended up putting the best streamers on a channel that they would get, better views, and it would be better interaction just depending on who the host was going to be. So, yeah, I got the White Sox and the Dodger game on right now as well. Joe in the building. What's good? Joseph. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And everyone thinks they know, their top 5, top 10, and, but it definitely shows you there's a lot of stupid people out there, and there's a lot of stupid people that watch sports, and there's a lot of people that, think they know, but they don't, and then sports is levels. There's different levels. There's, average, bandwagon, there's people that are occasional fans, fair weather fans, and then you get to the people that are hardcore, and then the fanatics at the very top, and with that, it's like you're watching more than one team, more than one sport. You're really deep diving in. And then for someone like me, I go even deeper than most people on planet Earth because I'm looking at all the stats that most people aren't looking at, to give you guys the breakdowns that you deserve, and also to give you the opinions that you need to hear. Because I know a lot of the opinions that I say, a lot of y'all are thinking it also, but a lot of people just don't say it. It's just nice to be able to have non-biased commentary in sports. But again, there's a lot of people that, are incredibly biased. And, if you want to see people arguing, all the time, that's fine, but it's just toxic, man. It's not good for the mental health to see two people argue over a topic that's completely fake and people think that it's real, like this is a real topic. Like Skip Bayless really thinks he's going to win the Super Bowl every year with the Cowboys. Of course he doesn't, but if the producers are telling him go Dallas Cowboys and go way over the top, and then you get these people watching it thinking it's real, well, then they've done their job, Absolutely. I honestly think that, if you put me and a few of the others that have more subs than me, and you had like the best 5, or 10 channels on there, you're definitely going to get way more exposure and way more connection, because a lot of the people that are on TV and podcasts, there's no connection. You can't relate. You can't actually like picture yourself sitting and having a pizza or a beer with this woman or this man that's talking this bullshit of sports, And it's crazy to see how many hot takes and bullshit that's out there just to get a reaction. So I appreciate that. Pitch is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Suarez. Yeah. Yeah, but just think about it. Even the people that have more subs than me that are on, YouTube, that are established as sports channels, think about like how biased they are, for their teams and their players. And do they actually see the division fairly, or are they biased completely? Do they actually see the league as a whole? Or are they just trying to make money and get subs and views? You know what I'm saying? Like there's a difference. For me, I feel like with the analytics and the stats, and, not being biased, that's really, really important. And I don't think other channels really have that on that same level as me. They're more about popularity, fame, money, And for me, it's more about, legacy and connection with the fans and building relationships. Of course, I want to make money and I want to, get more views and more subs and, have more of that exposure. But it's not about the money and fame that drive me. You know what I mean? Like I said, if I didn't believe in myself, I wouldn't have sold a Jordan rookie that's worth $20,000 to $30,000. That's going to be worth $100,000. That was a big sacrifice for me. Being a collector. That could have been a down payment on a house. You know what I mean? And obviously, sometimes I'm not in a good financial situation. Sometimes, so. We got the score of the game, obviously, on the bottom of the ticker, but I'm not going to put every score on the bottom of the ticker. Let's go to the top of the 8th. I don't got room to do that on the ticker. It gives you so many characters, so. But I am watching the White Sox and the Dodgers. White Sox are up 2-0 against the Dodgers at the moment. Padres up 4-0. You're looking good today, Elliot. I just like to be able to have good conversations, with people that aren't, overly biased. But again, I get it. Some people love their favorite players and their favorite teams, but sometimes people get delusional, thinking that they're going to do better than they are. And they only see it from their point of view. They don't look at the divisional rivals. They don't look at the other coaches that are in the division or in the league. They just look at their team and their players and they give their, opinion. And then especially if you're one of those people that goes into like a bunch of fan pages on like Instagram and Twitter, those can be some of the most toxic. Because, you'll get some smart people, that are fans of that team there, but they're going to get some dumbasses in there too that are brainwashing people the wrong way. And you get a lot of followers, not leaders, and they just, listen to someone else, and then they hop on that opinion. They don't even think about it. And then they start spouting off shit that they don't even know what they're saying because someone else in the room did. I don't know. I just think that, in sports talk, there could be a lot of improvement. It's not all about yelling and hot takes that are terrible anymore. So, Braves are the real deal. They look like the true World Series contender. Dodgers will be behind them, and then you'll have a couple surprise teams, maybe the Diamondbacks and a few others. But it really looks like the Braves and the Dodgers will be there. And then the American League, that's where the challenge is. Is it going to be the Yankees and Astros finding themselves at the end of the season? Or will we get the Rangers and the Rays, as a surprise team that gets to the World Series or gets to the ALDS or ALCS? So we will see. Jesus Sanchez with a little bloop single. We're in the top of the 8th. They got Topa in there right now. Next up, third baseman, Gene Segura. Tatis, Soto, and Machado. Hallelujah. Yeah, I can only have so many characters on there nilly-filling, like I said, depending on the games. I mean, sometimes like during like the draft and certain things, I'll try to put some stuff in there, but I only have so many characters that you can do, so. But I'll go over the scoreboard if people want to go over the scoreboard of the scores, or people in the chat can do that, if you want to go over the scores of today, but I'll be able to get into that in a moment. I'm always looking at the standings every day. Chopper. Damn it. Throw to first, and he's safe. Runners at first and second. Oh, next up, Nick Fortes. All right, let's go over the scores. So we got 2-0 Marlins in the top of the 8th. Diamondbacks and Phillies knotted up at 3 in the bottom of the 8th. Rays 5, Athletics 3. Awesome effort by the Athletic fans last night to tell the owner to sell, and that way it shows you. Normally there was a couple thousand people. They packed half the stadium full, and they were chanting loud and proud, and it was cool to be able to see some of those highlights on Twitter as well as social media to see the fan base. There's still passion there for the Athletics. It's just, obviously the owner is stupid. They don't want to put in the money. Padres 4, Guardians 0 tonight in the middle of the 7th. White Sox 2, Dodgers 0. Still going on. And then final score, Braves 10, Tigers 7, Twins 4, Brewers 2, Giants 8, Cardinals 5, final in 10. Cardinals are actually one of the worst teams in baseball now. I feel bad for Sarah. They're right there with the A's and the Royals as a third worst team. Braves 6, Tigers 5, Mets 4, Yankees 3 and 10, Blue Jays 3, Orioles 1, Red Sox 6, Rockies 3, Rangers 6, Angels 3, Cubs 10, Pirates 6, Reds 7, Royals 4, and then Astros 5, Nats 4. Wild day in baseball today. Fortes in the box. Come on, baby. Can we just get some hits, please? 2 hits all day is terrible. Top of the 8th, Marlins 2, Mariners 0, runners at first and second, no out. 2-2 count to Nick Fortes. We got Topa on the mound. Come on, baby. I appreciate that. And I feel that, like I said, if we actually got the proper exposure that we deserve, I honestly feel that we could have as much views or subs as any sport channel on YouTube or Twitch on planet Earth. It's just a matter of if they want to push me and they want to be able to get me the exposure that I feel that we deserve with all the hard work that we put in. I mean, I've been grinding for 11 years. This is my 7th year on YouTube. I just want to get a fair shot to be able to get into everyone's, obviously every other big channel, their fan base, and then to be able to, give them an opportunity to see what I'm about. And I'm not saying that they need to leave those other channels, but I definitely feel that if I got the proper exposure, a lot of people from those other channels would watch this channel, and some might even switch to this channel. I really, truly believe that, because we definitely got something good here. We don't have toxic people here. Well, looks like they're about to score another run. Mariners are getting ripped up. 3-0 Marlins. Damn it. I honestly feel with the people that we have in the room and with the talent level that we have and all the hard work, we definitely easily could have 50, 100K, 200K, 300K. But again, it's really up to the tube and who controls the algorithm on who makes money, who doesn't, who has an opportunity to get seen and made and be able to, make a bigger name for yourself. And sometimes I guess you just got to wait your turn with the pecking order. The algorithm definitely favors certain channels over others. That's true. Yeah. Tough for Sarah. Oh, you're good, Mike. Yeah, but like I said, just because we were good last year doesn't mean we're going to be good this year. Padres, Cardinals, Mariners, Blue Jays. It's shocking. I did not think all 4 teams that were good last year, were going to be this bad this year. And some of us are floating around 500 to have a chance to maybe make a wild card. Padres probably have the best shot. Cardinal season's over. Mariners aren't looking too great, but we could turn it around. We would have to go 60-40 in the last 100 games, and that might not be possible, since we're 33-33 right now. You know what I mean? So we'll see where it goes. And obviously the Rangers and the Astros are better. The Rays are amazing. So it looks like the Rays and the Rangers are going to take a couple spots, and the Blue Jays and Mariners have to suffer. We'll have to wait some other time. So top of the 8th, 3-0 Marlins. Runners at second and third, a complete domination right now from the Marlins. Shortstop John Berti in the box. 1-2 pitch from Topa. Chopper. Foul. I appreciate that. And I think a lot of people on, YouTube and Twitch, whether people want to admit it or not, some people have busy lives, right? But also people are extremely lonely online. You know what I mean? So they look to be able to find, good comfort, to be able to vibe with people. But I also feel that not only are people lonely online, with like YouTube and Twitch, and they want to find a connection. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel sometimes, with these bigger channels, you get these followers that don't take the time to actually watch the material. All they look at is how many people are in the room and the sub count, and then they'll just sub or start donating money because they see other people doing it. a lot of followers out there. You need to be able to take the time to be able to make your own opinions and not just look at the number of people in the room and the sub count, but actually look at the content and what the person is saying. And I think a lot of people in the Twitch and the YouTube world fail to really do that. You know what I'm saying? They really just see, oh, this person's at this, or they have this many. This must be good, And then also you'll get people that maybe don't have as many subs like myself, maybe don't have as many people in the room, and they won't even give me a shot, because they think that, we're not established enough. But it's up to YouTube to do the algorithm, and then also the people that are in the room to try to help us out. But obviously the algorithm is going to favor certain channels more than others to make money and to get more promotion. So yeah, I appreciate that. Shut up. You do? We're big NASCAR fans here. Mike has, been watching NASCAR 40, 50 years. That's awesome. Segura, slow as shit, but he went in diving headfirst, safe. 4-0 Marlins. Oh, this is getting ugly. At least Preston's getting one win. I hope he's there at the game, because I assume that if he's up there in Seattle, he would go to all three. But they did lose the first two really bad. So, well, now we're down 4-0. So I would say the chances of the Mariners coming back now, going from 2-0 to 4-0, is like 1%. We probably had a 10% chance to get at least a run or two to stop the bleeding. Now, you go from 10% chance to probably like 1% at this point. So that's awesome, man. I'm a big Dale Earnhardt guy, and I watched a lot, back in like the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, and then stopped for about 15 years because I had no one to share it with. Then I started the channel, on YouTube here about 7 years ago. Last year was the first year I got into it, and then, found out we had some people that would share the passion, and watching NASCAR together. And yeah, I truly love it and I enjoy it. I like baseball, NASCAR, and hockey more than the NBA. And I know NBA is more popular than hockey, baseball, or NASCAR, but it doesn't mean it's a better product. I think NASCAR, baseball, and hockey are a better product than the NBA and college hoops. All right. We're going to the bottom of the eighth, but the damage has been done. Now we're down 4-0. Brutal. Not what I expected tonight. Yeah, Dale's my favorite. I like Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Logano I respect, and Kyle Busch I respect. But I think after Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson, I think my guy I like is the guy that's closest to Dale, is Ross Chastain. I know he's public enemy number one, and sometimes he's an idiot, and he wrecks a lot of people, but I like his aggressiveness, and I like his style, and like I said, he, sometimes he'll talk shit. He's not afraid to, get in a fight here and there. Yeah, he's making some enemies and whatnot, but if you look at how many top 5 and top 10 finishes that he's had, he's really consistent, and I like that about him. So he's never going to be Dale Earnhardt. I get it. But I do think Ross Chastain will have a chance to win a championship before his career is done. Maybe he'll even get more than one if he's lucky. But if I'm talking about like the 5 drivers I get excited about the most right now to watch, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, even though it's not his year this year with the leg injury and, he's not been able to get into any rhythm, Kyle Larson, and then Ross Chastain. But it's cool to be able to see someone like William Byron take advantage of Chase's injury. And, he might be able to win the championship this year as well. So Darrell Wallace. Yeah. Everyone's got their favorites, right? All right, let's go to the bottom of the 8th. All right, leading off for the Mariners in the bottom of the 8th, 1 for 2 with a K. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting second this inning, 0 for 2 with a K. He had 2 homers last night and 4 homers in the last 20 at-bats. DH, Mike Ford. And it looks like it might be our new DH for maybe the rest of the season. He's been the best DH we've seen all year. Not Taylor Trammell, not Colton Wong, not Dylan Moore or anyone else, or not Sam Haggerty. We need that bigger, thicker player that maybe can't play defense but can hit like a motherfucker, and that's Mike Ford. And then batting third, 0 for 2, second baseman, Jose Caballero, who's much better than Colton Wong. And thank God we found him as well, because this was definitely a weak spot in the lineup in the 8 and the 9 hole. So I'm glad to see that we have that all in place.
All right, come on, big dumper. We need a miracle now. Yep. He's from Florida. Yeah, I like Ross a lot. Like I said, he might be honestly my second, favorite. I mean, I like Kyle Larson a lot too, but it's like I like Chase, but I just, I'm not going to buy into, the bullshit and all the hate. I'm going to look at top 5, top 10s. I am going to watch to see if he wrecks or, if someone tries to wreck him. But once you have a reputation of being like a dirty driver, it'll never leave you, or an aggressive driver. But also there's times where Ross doesn't wreck someone, but they point the finger, just like Rasheed Wallace back in the day with all those technicals. Hell, Rasheed got to a point where he would look at the ref and he would get teed up. He wouldn't even say anything. He would just give him eyeballs, like a look, and he would get a tee. So, and I love Rasheed. I've always loved him, with North Carolina, the Blazers, and then, obviously when he left, and he got the ring with the Pistons. And my dad is like a really low-key, like quiet guy, kind of looks like Santa. His favorite player was Rasheed as well. So, oh, Bubba Wallace. Yeah, I was going to say Darryl Wallace. That's old school. Wow, that's crazy. Really? Yeah, I wonder what that's going to be like. I remember the DEI days. The little Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. Go, Cal, go, go, go. Wild pitch. And he goes to second. And when it was, and I'm a big Michael Waltrip guy too. Like I knew, and it sucks that he had to get that win when Dale died. But I'm a Napa know-how. I love Napa. And like I said, I love Dale Jr. after Dale died. That was like the guy I liked the most. And I connected more to Tony Stewart and Dale Jr. rather than like Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon. I respected those guys, but I really wasn't a Hendrick guy. I like guys that I can connect with. And I had more of a connection with Dale Jr. because of his dad, and then Tony Stewart Smoke based off his personality. Sometimes it's not just the car and the sponsorship and the Home Depot 20. It's who you are as a person, as a driver. And I really do. Kyle Busch has got that kind of shaky reputation, but a lot of it's jealousy of Joey Logano and Kyle Busch because they're modern day legends right now. And then you got Chase and Kyle that are getting there, and then Ross is the new guy, But those are the biggest legends that are racing currently, that could win at any given point. And Kyle is probably the number one because he's older than Logano. Logano's still young to a certain degree with Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott and Ross Chastain. So Kyle is that guy that will retire before everyone else, more than likely, but he still has the skill set to win championships, and he's proven it. I think he's got, 3 wins already? And a lot of people hate on Joey and Kyle, but I love them. they don't have to be my favorite, but I just respect the greatness. It's like I'm watching like Bird, or Magic. It's like, okay, I might not be a Celtic fan or a Laker fan, but I appreciate what they're doing. So, oh wow, you're going back. I actually like, going way back, because like I said, I used to watch back, in the 80s and 90s, but I was born in 82. But I like watching old school clips of Dale Earnhardt when he was in the Wrangler, the old school look. Obviously, the black with 3, obviously everyone knows that. And that's the cleanest with the stunner shades. That's obviously Dale's look. But I enjoy some of that old school with the Wrangler when he was really trying to find himself early on. I like history. I like stuff from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, Prohibition days. I like seeing sports, wrestling, NASCAR, anything old, from 50s to the 90s. I appreciate that a little bit more than what we're getting from 2000 to current, He said, life is a highway all night long. Bottom of the 8th, 4-0 Marlins. Runner at second, 1 away. Oh, he said Lightning McQueen. You know it. That's a great movie. Cars. I remember when that first came out, I was like, this is incredible. Like, I could still be an adult and enjoy animation and cartoons. I mean, hell, I watch them every day. I've been watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles season 1, 2, and 3 from 1987 to 89. Brilliant. G.I. Joe from 84, 85, Transformers 84, 85. I always try to get at least an hour in a day of a throwback cartoon from my childhood. I love the toys and the cartoons and the wrestling figures, from that era.
Popped up. 2 away. All right, next up, after Jose popped out, J.P. Crawford, 0 for 3. Come on, baby. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with you guys being young, but it's just good that I can, with someone my age, and also having people older than me, because again, half the fan base is under 40, and normally in most sports channels, most of the fan base is under 40 for most channels. But, I have this unique thing where we got half the people that are under 40, and then the other half that are 40 to 100, and it's like half and half. So it's like you get a nice blend of people that actually watch sports back then to compare it to now. Because if you're younger and you're only watching what you see in front of you, it's hard to have a fair comparison because you didn't watch shit in the 80s and 90s and the 70s. You have no idea besides looking at highlights, but that's not the same of actually living it. You know what I mean? But, we definitely try to be able to educate and let you know how things were. And it's not like we're trying to shit on the younger generation. If the younger generation was better than the 80s and 90s, we would say it. But it's just a lot of things are not up to par, legend-wise. Wrestling, baseball, basketball, football, hockey, golf, tennis, movies, music. I mean, go back and look, and the 80s and 90s. I mean, there's nothing like it, and it'll never be replicated, period. 2-2 count to JP, bottom of the 8th, runner at second, 2 outs. Marlins up 4-0. Preston's happy. Hopefully he's there. Chopper. There we go. Damn it, JP. All right, let's go to the top of the 9th. We are just getting ripped apart. How the hell are we going to have Luis Castillo pitch and lose 4-0? The hell? All right, let's go to the top of the 9th. Leading off for the Marlins, 1 for 2 with a run and RBI, 2 base on balls. Hit his 20th dinger of the season. I put him on the thumb for a reason, but I didn't know if he would go yard today. Of course he did. He went yard in the top of the 6th. DHing for the Marlins, Jorge Soler, second best player on the team, to Luis Arraez, or Jazz Chisholm, but he's been obviously injured. I was hoping that we'd get some Jazz, but we haven't got to see him for a good chunk of the year. So leading off will be Jorge Soler, 1 for 2 with a run, RBI. Batting second this inning, left fielder Brian De La Cruz. Look at that hard hat. Look at that jersey. Look at those gloves. What a swaggy look. And batting third, first baseman Garrett Cooper. And they usually flip-flop from first base DH. DHing is usually Soler or Cooper. They kind of flip-flop with it, but they got the right combination today. They got their ass kicked the first 2 games. We won 8-1 with Bryce Miller with a 1-hitter combined with our pitching staff. We won game 2 with George Kirby, 10K, career high, 9-3 win. And then now we're just getting absolutely obliterated with Luis Castillo. Did not see this coming. Did not see Luis with so many fucking walks. He had as many walks as Ks. 6 walks, 6 Ks. Boo! Come on. It's a problem when your number one pitcher is going to be a below 500. If he went all 6 innings, but he went 5.2, he would have been 5-6, I believe. Come on, baby. We got Sewald in there. I do like Paul. Shouldn't you go Sewald first, right? And then Andres Munoz? Wouldn't that make sense? If Munoz is like our last guy, like why are we going with Sewald? I don't know. Sometimes I get confused with that. Like, to me, Seawald is more of like an 8th inning guy, and then a 9th inning guy is Munoz. Am I the only one that sees that? I don't know. But this is our best guy, so why isn't he last? Come on, Seawald. Let's go, Paul. Soler, 258 average, 20 homers, 40 ribbies. Right down the middle. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Maybe if I do 2 photos, we'll get a K here. All right, come on, baby. Post-game interview. That's what we need. Pitches high, and he walked him. Damn, we're walking everybody today. Every pitcher for the Mariners is just walk, 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 walk. Damn it. Yeah, if you ain't first, you're last, dude. It's a great movie. Talladega Nights is fantastic. Step Brothers is fantastic. Superbad is fantastic. Good Boys is fantastic. You watch one of those 4 movies, your life is made. Pitches outside. Yeah, I have to be by water, man. My mental health sometimes is not good. So obviously I try to stay in a good rhythm. I try to stay in a routine, and I have to see water now every day for me to be like kind of right. You know, I feel like if I don't, because I take my pup on a walk every day, and on our walk, well, you know, we have a river that's like about 5 minutes away, and then I can go under this bridge and then go to the field area. I have to cut through some brush, and there's this little meadow area that opens up where we have a little area. It's like a fishing area, and it's just, you know, for us, there's like, you know, flowers and, you know, a lot of brush, and then you have, you know, your little area where you can just post up and relax, see fish jump, hear the birds, see people kayak by or canoe. It's really relaxing. You'd be surprised on looking at water for like 10 minutes to 30 minutes on how it makes you feel. Oh, thank you. De La Cruz fouls it towards third base. 2-2 count. Top of the 9th, 4-0 Marlins. Boo. Runner at first. 2-2 pitch from Seawald. Well, you can't win them all. Shows you baseball is difficult. And sometimes you'll have your best guy, you think, and, you know, and then there's going to be a debate at some point. You know, if Kirby and Bryce keep continuing to get better, they might end up surpassing Logan Gilbert and Luis Castillo. Luis is always going to be our number 1, but I definitely think that, you know, over time, there could be a little bit of a debate where maybe Bryce should be our 1, or maybe Kirby should be our 1. I honestly feel that, like, the conversation isn't talked about yet, but you're starting to see like the potential that maybe Luis and Gilbert were like, they were the new fresh thing last year, but the future, you know, and the guys that have more electric stuff, you know, might be Kirby and Bryce Miller. We know Castillo's got the electricity. Logan Gilbert kind of lost it. Hi, Paisley. Are you smelling my food? She's like, Dad, I don't know about you, but I really like your food, baby. Yeah. All the rivers. Double play. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 9th. Yeah, but even though he has looked shaky in his last couple starts like Logan Gilbert, he looks like he's going to win the Cy Young. Like, he looks pretty fucking consistent. And if you really think about it, out of all the teams in Major League Baseball that aren't named the Tampa Bay Rays or the Texas Rangers that have the most plus-minus differential, right? The Braves look like a true World Series team. The Rangers are new. The Tampa Bay Rays are new. If they make the playoffs, they might choke, right? So you already know the Yankees and, you know, the Astros will get there at some point and match the Rangers and the Rays, and we'll see who ends up making it out of the American League. It will be a battle. In the National League, I feel it's just Dodgers, Braves. Yeah, you might have another team that creeps up, but does anyone really think that they're going to be better than the Dodgers and Braves when it's all said and done. The American League is stacked. You got the Rays who could do some damage, Orioles, Yankees, maybe Blue Jays, Twins, Guardians, Rangers, Astros, and I'm hoping Mariners, but not really, right? That's all American League, right? National League, Braves, Marlins, but Marlins are on a scale below to the Braves. Pirates, Brewers, they're on the same scale as the Marlins, not as good as the Braves, right? Then you got the Diamondbacks in first place over the Dodgers, but will that stay? So Diamondbacks you could put up there, with the Braves based on how they've been playing, Dodgers, and then maybe the Padres will catch up. But it definitely doesn't give you the same vibe in the National League and the American. The better teams that have a chance to make a deeper run are in the American League, but the best overall team might end up being the Atlanta Braves. You know what I mean? Based off youth, veteran leadership, and pitching. Starters, mid-relievers, closers. They've been there. They've done that. The Rays, it's been a minute. The Rangers, it's been a minute. Astros and Yankees aren't as good as they were last year. So, it definitely could be an Atlanta Braves championship this year. All right, we're in the bottom of the ninth, 0 for 3. Center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Come on, J-Rod. What are the chances that he swings on the first two pitches, regardless if it's a strike or a ball? Come on, J-Rod. I love you on defense. You're our modern-day Griffey. But I'm telling you, you had a great rookie of the year, right? But you're definitely not where you were last year, even though you didn't hit a home run in all of April. Patience. And hopefully by year 5 through 9, he'll figure it out. Hopefully he'll figure it out later this fucking year. I don't know if I can go with this aggressive Julio at bat for the next 3-4 years. You know what I mean? The strikeouts are ridiculous. Come on, J-Rod. I got your shirt on today. Come on. Yeah, but Olsen and Freeman's numbers are pretty comparable. You know what I mean? Freeman's older, Olsen's younger. You're getting a pretty respectable numbers. It's like Cody Bellinger leaving, to go to the Cubs, and then the Dodgers got James Outman. Outman's the lower name, but his numbers are similar, if not better. So, yeah, but Harris was hurt too. I've been watching a lot of the Braves. So sometimes injuries, are a part of it too. But Harris, obviously being one of those guys like rookie of the year candidate, he's struggling. Sometimes that sophomore slump a little bit. It's like where teams figure you out and you got to be able to change things up. 1-2 pitch to Julio, foul. Agreed. I can tell you watch baseball. I watch a lot, so. Especially if I've been following the Mariners, since the 80s, and my dad's been following the Dodgers since the 50s. He watches literally every game. So Northwest Sports Fanatics is not just me. That includes you guys and my dad. I don't know too many people, that are going to be over 50, 60, 70 years old that watch 162 games, including playoffs. That's a lot of love and dedication. It's one thing to watch all the NFL games if your team makes the Super Bowl, maybe at like 18, 19, 20 games with playoffs. Baseball, 162 plus playoffs. That's a lot. College football, 11 or 12 with the bowl game. NBA, 82 plus playoffs. Nothing is like Major League Baseball. It definitely has by far the most games and almost double than the NBA or like NHL. So triple. It's crazy. Yeah, but supposedly Freeman's agent didn't tell Freddie about the last offer, so that way he got more commission, maybe through the Dodgers, it sounds like. There we go. Safe. Nice job, Ty. 0 for 3 with a K, runs it out at first. 4-0 Marlins, 1 out, and Ty France has a little dribbler, and it went just deep enough for him to get to first. Good job, Ty. Next up, right fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. And I love his upside. Yeah, Braves have an amazing starting lineup, though. Their pitching staff, their hitting. They've already won a World Series in the last 5 years. And honestly, the Braves to me, hi Paisley, the Braves to me at this point, they feel like the Dodgers did a couple years ago when the Dodgers were the best team in baseball for like a 3-year stretch. And you knew they were going to win the World Series. You knew they were going to get there. They might not get there every year, but they were a championship caliber team. Yeah. Reyes bobbles it. Now we got runners at first and second. Rally time. Next up, left fielder Jared Kelenic. What if we go yard right here and it's 4-3? That'd be awesome. Oh, yeah. And if you watch the World Baseball Classic, he was sucked. He was terrible. He was striking out. He wasn't doing good. But then he got hot at the beginning of the season, and he might end up getting 30 homers and like 50 or 60 stolen bases, stolen bags. So you don't get too many people that do 30-30, 30-40, 30-50. And he's looking like he's pacing to have a very career-changing year. Uh-oh. Double play. Safe at first. 2 outs. Runners on the corners now. Oh, my God. Not good. And I'm like one of his biggest fans. I love him. I wouldn't put, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 photos of one guy. But again, just because you have a favorite player or a favorite team, if they're doing shitty or doing something wrong, you got to point it out. You just can't be this homer that is just going to cover for everything that, happens that's wrong, and you act like it's not a big deal. So, yeah. Well, the Mets have always had injuries no matter who it is. And obviously, if you don't have Pete Alonso, when he got hit on the wrist, I actually did that game, and then he got injured. Scherzer is going to be hot most of the time. DeGrom is no longer there, and he left, but then he ended up getting the Tommy John with the Rangers. So, all right, bases loaded for Gino would be key if we could get there. Kelenic grounded into fielder's choice to second. Hernandez out at second. France to third. Now they're doing a replay to see if he even touched second base. It doesn't look like he did. He did not touch second base, so Hernandez is safe. We're going to have bases loaded. We're going to have bases loaded for Suarez. One swing. Boom. 4-4. I don't think he touched the bag. I think we're going to end up having bases loaded here. You got to swipe your foot on the bag, and he didn't. Okay. Bases loaded. One out. Let's go. Let's go. Bottom of the ninth. 4-0 Marlins. Bases loaded. One out. 13 come from behind wins this season for the Mariners. Next up, third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. Now they're having a meeting. I mean, I don't expect us to go with a grand slam right here, but that would be amazing. Let's go. I honestly feel a lot of times when they do double plays, they don't even touch the bag. Like almost like I would say 7 out of like 10 like double play opportunities when I look at the feet, it doesn't even look like it graced the bag at any point in the replay, but they just call, they call it out, Oh, nice. Chippa. Well, that's okay, but you're more NASCAR in college football.
NFL and whatnot. So there's nothing wrong with that. You got your kids, you got the grandkids, you got the dogs, you're hunting, you're fishing, you're living your best life, All right, bottom of the ninth, Marlins 4, Mariners 0. What if we get a walk here? What if we just don't swing, right? And then we end up getting an automatic run and we make it 4-1. Of course, if we get an RBI, that would be great and all. Grand slam, grand salami would be fantastic. But what if we just don't swing, right? 2-0. Scott Service, use the brain. Gino, don't swing. I don't think this guy can hit the plate. 2-0. Oh, he shouldn't have swung at that. Yeah, and now since basketball and hockey are over, there's certain links where now you can actually get baseball games, obviously even out of your area. So, which I'm happy for, because that's the only thing really going on. Suarez, back. Oh my God, he caught it. Oh my, he robbed the home run. Left field, center field, and right field. Gino's got robbed for home runs today. You got to be shitting me. Look at this catch. This would have been a grand. Look, it's over the wall. This one would have been gone. Wow. That was an incredible catch. That saved the game. That we could have tied it up right there. We're at 4-1 now, but that was a homer. That was even deeper than the other two. How the hell are you going to get robbed for 3 home runs in one game? Fuck. Now we got AJ Pollock in. You got to be shitting me. I can't believe that happened. That was the best catch of robbing a home run compared to the other. The other two were good, but they weren't as good as that one. That was a Griffey type of catch. Now it's 4-1, bottom of the ninth, runners at first and third. All right, I got Cal up. Cal? And he caught it. Damn it. And that's the ball game. Final score, Marlins 4, Mariners 1. I don't think Preston sent me anything. I don't wonder if he's there. Damn, I can't believe that he robbed that home run. That would have tied the game, and maybe we would have won with Uncle Mo and that momentum. The Marlins are going crazy. And you know what's crazy, too? Sanchez didn't even play last game, and he was the one that made those plays. Jesus, man, crazy. Right field, center field, left field. So you had one catch made by Sanchez, the last one. De La Cruz had one, and then Jonathan Davis had one. All 3 of them robbed us. Wow. I don't even know what to say. Oh, man. Well, you can't win them all. Yeah, 80 degrees, that one. But that catch was amazing. You know what I mean? That last one, though, he reached back like Griffey. That was crazy. Yeah. Seriously. They did a good job. You can't win them all. Yeah, it's all good. Well, I appreciate you guys very much. I'll let you guys kind of decide what we want to do. Do you guys want to just end the stream here? Or do you guys want to continue on for a few more minutes and look at food or any other things? I'll kind of leave it up to you guys. It's kind of depending on who's in the room and the vibe and whatnot. We can usually leave right after the game is over. But if we want to hang out for another, 10 to 30 minutes, I'm down for that, depending on what you guys want. I'll let kind of the mods and some of the people that are normally regulars in here decide. All right. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your donos and your support. And I'll probably do the Dodgers and the White Sox tomorrow.
And then we'll get back to the Mariners. Mariners on Friday are on Apple Plus TV, and I canceled my subscription, but I might still have access to it. And if not, maybe I'll sign up for another trial so that way I can actually do the game on Apple Plus TV. So, well, I appreciate you guys very, very much. You guys are the best. And I just wish we were able to come out with a dub there. Oh, man, tough. Final score, Marlins 4, Mariners 1. The Marlins improved to 38-31. The Mariners dropped to 33-34. Castillo goes from 4-4 to 4-5. Perez improves to 4-1. And obviously 6 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 6 Ks, for Perez, 1 walk. Castillo, 5.2 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 6 walks, 6 Ks. That's not going to get it done. Marlins had 6 hits for 4 runs, 3 errors, but they had 3 robbing home run catches. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. It's been a rough one. And like I said, we can end up, we hit the 3-hour mark, so we're good. And then tomorrow we'll be back, and we'll grind it out for another 3 hours and 30 minutes, and then we'll go from there. Mariners and Padres, no, we can't. We are so similar. We have so much talent. And then when we lose, they're like, what the hell, But that's just the way that it is. And it looks like the Dodgers came back, though. They were down 2-0. Now it's 4-2. So that is on. I'm going to flip up my channel over there, and I'll probably watch a little bit of that. Maybe I'll go for another walk with Paisley. So let me go back here. This is on ESPN. If you're looking to watch, Dodgers are playing the White Sox on ESPN right now. All right, it's the bottom of the 7th. So I'm going to probably end up watching this, but we can obviously just end the stream here at this point. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Thank you for all the support, the shares on Twitter, all the comments, and thank you for all the donos and the likes as well. And I appreciate you guys very, very much. And I got one question for you. Who talks sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.